Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Noah's Lounge. It's been a minute. I'm sorry. I kind of went on a bit of a hiatus. I got lazy with buying a fourth mic because I said I didn't want to have or do another episode until I got guests on, but we're here, so let's get into it. As always, I'm your host, Noah. I'm here with Vic. Vic, how's it going?
It's going good.
It's going good. I've got two very special guests on today. I got Boris.
Hell yeah. Nice to see you guys.
And I got Owen.
What's up?
What's up, man? Finally did it. I mean, this isn't the first, guest episode because I did one for Thanksgiving with my sister and her boyfriend. But having guests on here is the first one.
Hey,
so
second.
Yeah.
Just as good, I guess.
It's pretty good. So I'm psyched. So hell yeah. Do you guys want to do a shot? Start it out or?
Down.
You're down?
All right, yeah. What are we going to choose?
Are you
here?
down for it, Vic?
Yeah, I'll do a shot.
I don't know.
Give me captain.
I guess we have more in the other room too, but we got vodka. I'm not doing gin. There's apple whiskey. I'm going to do the apple whiskey.
That's a power send right there. The Rebel Stove.
Most definitely.
Because I don't know what other liquors we have. But you said you wanted the captain?
Dude, so here's something crazy I've been hearing about. You guys know what's happening in Russia right now?
What?
No, but I got a funny thing to say about Russia here after you're done, just from a video I saw about what's going on there.
So currently, there's this guy on the opposition side in Russia, going against Putin, and his entire goal has been to expose Russia for the kind of house of cards they have for their government. So Russia basically functions like this, where Putin's the president, but he's benefiting from these billionaires that run all the major industries in Russia, like their fossil fuels, machinery and all that. So what's happening is Putin will reduce regulations and stuff and basically give these guys the ability to make more money while they're just giving him all the money. This entire thing got exposed when this guy Alexander, what's it? Don't quote me on his name, but it's Alexander Da Vinci or something like that. And he's been making these YouTube videos, and what ended up happening was he gets on this plane from a town in Russia to Moscow, and in the plane ride, he starts to experience a lot of pain, and they have to do an emergency landing. That's when he gets put on an ambulance and sent off to a hospital in some random Russian town. They get there, and the doctors are all looking at this guy saying, "Oh, it's poison." So they get blood tests done, and when they go up to the doctor who ran the blood test, doctor goes, "It's nothing, probably more like stomach pain," right? Doctors don't buy it, so they treat him for poison. The guy starts to recover a little bit. What ends up happening is they take the doctors away. The government comes in, government officials, they take the doctor, and they take his family and they keep him away from the guy. So then this, what are they called? The Red Cross, almost these volunteer health organization.
Okay.
There's one based in Berlin, and they took the guy and they flew him out to Berlin so then they could watch him and he wasn't in danger in Russia. And then they did the blood test again. Turned out it was poison. A poison that is only used by the Russians. So this is this is the Russian nerve agent. Other nations don't use this. So clearly it's a calling card. And so he recovers. He releases this huge hour-and-a-half documentary on YouTube. You can watch it. It's called Putin's Palace, and it exposes his whole ordeal. And it has 110 million views right now. It's getting around, and yeah, it's insane because now that he's back, he landed in Russia, and within his first 3 minutes being back in Russia, they arrested him, and they're putting him on 2 years and 8 months. And it's wild because now the Russians are starting to know how their government's fucking them over, and they've been rioting and stuff the past couple of days. And
that's fucked.
The cops have just been attacking and arresting whoever. Putin's being pushed into a corner right now, and if he doesn't, his only survival is just using authority.
Yeah.
It's wild what's happening.
That's I don't want to I hate when people compare it to Trump and all that, because Trump and Putin are best buds or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's very much kind of not too similar. I mean, we weren't having shit like that going on that much here, but like, you know, with the Capitol attacks, that was right before, like, you know, yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of fucked. That was what Trump will be ultimately remembered for at the end of the day for his whole presidency. It was like that last week leading up to inauguration, and then the Capitol fucking attacks happened.
Didn't they? He got
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna take the shot now. By the way, I saw you already took yours.
Oh,
but-
whoops.
Oh, and it's
no,
like,
you're
fuck the
good.
rest of us.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ugh.
So recently, I've been watching a lot of videos on North Korea. Honestly, what do you guys think of North Korea? Like, do you know anything about the shit that goes on there?
I know pretty little about the insides of everything. You know, I know they're very strict. I would love to go there, actually. I would definitely go there someday. I know that you can't take pictures of soldiers. You can't film or take pictures of soldiers. You can't film or take pictures, I think, of like any statues, if I'm correct.
You
I
have
could be
to
wrong
have
on that, but
you have to have like an actual countryman, like a guy that works for the government, like tour you around everywhere you go.
yeah, you can't go anywhere by yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
The only place you're allowed to roam free is when you're in your hotel room.
Mhm.
That's the only thing. I don't know.
And even that, they're pretty sure those are like tapped. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
There's a show that we watched for a little bit called, what was it called? Like
Deadly tourism.
Deadly Tours, yeah, something like that. And this dude just goes around to like some of the most fucked places on earth just to tour them, basically. Like he went to where
Is it called Dark Tour or Dark?
Yeah.
Dark, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
On Netflix, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot. He went to a country and like,
It was Cyprus.
yeah, you can't like. There's first off, the country's like beautiful. Like they have all those statues and all those things that have like been man-made, but like there's not a whole lot to do there. And yeah, like it's kind of the same. Like you can't go really anywhere by yourself. They say like when you get there, don't like say anything about the government in your hotel rooms. Like don't even try it because we're pretty sure they're tapped. We don't know. No one's ever been able to like prove it, but very certain.
That's
and
very
like that's
similar.
fucked.
That's very similar to Cuba as well. When my stepdad went to Cuba to visit his family, he was in the airport on the way back, and he was just talking shit, you know, about like this was still like when Fidel was kind of still in charge. So,
Yeah.
he's talking all this shit, and then this officer at the airport grabs him. He's like, "You say one more thing, I'm having to put you in jail."
Yeah. See, that's
Yeah.
fucked.
Yeah.
Like, dude, people complain about America a lot, especially on Twitter. Twitter is, I don't know if any of you don't have Twitter. I don't know if you guys have
I don't
ever had
have it,
Twitter.
but I've
Like,
seen a lot of,
dude,
yeah.
Twitter is like probably one of the worst places you can ever be and like have an account and shit. The negativity you see and like that people just breed off of is like awful. But basically, people say that America's like the worst country in the world, and it's like we are allowed to make fun of officials.
Yeah.
Like and anyone for that matter. Like we are not like those other countries. Not to put them down or whatever, but like we are not that bad.
We definitely
We do not get thrown in jail for like making a meme about your president. Like that doesn't happen here.
If we look at one of those like very militaristic, like totalitarian countries that are still around, where like you can't like you don't have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Right. Because I feel like that's ultimately what it is. I don't know. If you look at that country and then you look at us, like we're pretty like we're free.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, a lot of people say we don't have freedom or whatever, you know, a lot of things. But like if you look at those countries compared to us, we're really
Like
free.
they're and obviously there's, you know, a lot of issues in America as far as like race relations and just shit like that. But in a bubble, like it just as a whole, like yeah, we have it okay. You can be gay here. Like you won't get executed for being openly gay. Like that's a plus.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's not that bad.
Yeah. I mean,
But
Sure, you get away with a lot of things here in the States.
Yeah.
just don't commit crimes. Like
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
common
About it.
sense. Like it's that easy. Like don't kill someone. Like jeez.
yeah, don't kill someone and you'll be all right. But but for the most part, Yeah, you were talking about Russia, and like again, it had nothing to do with what you were just talking about. But I saw a video today online that was kind of making rounds, and it was like training in Russia, like youth hockey.
Yeah.
And these are like 10-year-old kids, and they're like they're in pairs of two, like these 10-year-old boys from like Russia. They're in pairs of two, and they're each like grabbing each other and like practicing punching each other with like their helmet and gloves on, like to get ready for fighting. And that was like the exercise they were doing. And at one point the like coach comes in and is like, no, like you're doing it wrong, and like pulls one of the kids aside and then like punches one of the kids really hard, and it's just like, you do it like this. And I was dying laughing. That shit was so fucking funny.
Sorry, I'm off young.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's fucked.
It's like, no, you're choking them all wrong. Yeah. Apply pressure with the bicep, not the forearm.
Like, that shit was awesome. Man. Have you guys seen, like, what's going on in Texas?
Oh, yeah.
And everything with Texas and the weather and shit?
Yeah, everyone's talking about that shit. I tell them to suck it up. Sounds like they're pussies.
Okay.
Well,
what?
I mean, no, because when your water pipes burst and there's like, have you guys seen that picture of like the water pipe of like the car in the garage?
Oh, and
it's
it's like
frozen over it. She's like, out of all the cars, why mine? Because it was like the one car in the entire garage, just frozen.
I get where like you're coming from with that, and like, just suck it up and all that, but at the end of the day, like, they've never dealt with this. Like, a lot of people there have never like dealt with that kind of shit, so like it looks pretty fucking terrible, like losing power and all that. Like, yeah. I saw someone was complaining about it on Twitter. I saw, and he's like people are making fun of us, but like we average 0 inches of snow a year, and overnight we got 6. Like, we are not prepared to deal with this, like, as a whole. And not just, like, us, like, personally not prepared. Yeah, like, we'll handle a little bit of cold, just our state in general. Like, we, like, yeah.
Driving's the one thing, though, that, like, I will say just kind of suck. Because driving in the snow, honestly,
it's not bad. It's
you
not
just
bad
gotta,
at
like,
all.
it's just, like, drive slower, man. You're not going to spin out of control. Like, you're going to spin out of control if you're driving your usual 20 over.
Yeah.
But go, like, the speed limit and you should be fine. That's why they exist.
Like, you imagine what they like what went through their head when like some of them first tried driving in snow. And like, because us like being in Minnesota and shit, when we like first started driving by ourselves, or like even if you remember back to riding with your parents, and like you would take a turn and you'd kind of like, tailspin just a little bit because you hit some ice or something, and like your heart kind of stopped the first time you did it, or like the first time you're driving. Like, now that happens to me like every day, and I don't even think about it. Like, I forget it completely happened. Like, their thought, like Texans trying to drive in the snow and that shit probably happens, they probably think like for that split second, like, I'm about to die. Like, my car's gonna start going like this, even though it's just a little like turn, but it's not that bad. But so I can sympathize with them a bit, just on the fact that like their state as a whole is not prepared, and that's not necessarily their fault.
It's scary when you first deal with driving. So when I first met Owen, like one of the first times me meeting Owen was he had like this party at his place for New Year's. It wasn't
Winter of 18 or Blizzard of 18.
We call it the Blizzard of 18 because I think it was
18.
I think it was January. But me and some buddies decided to make this mission trip down from Burnsville to like downtown Minneapolis and then back to Egan.
So how far is Burnsville to Minneapolis?
Burnsville to like downtown Minneapolis, you're looking at about like 20-25, because once you hit like inner city, you're doing like a lot of turns and stuff. So we get there, and it was horrible. Just the drive there was so bad because it was my first blizzard ever dealing with driving, and it was probably it was the worst blizzard of like the year. It was pretty bad.
It was like a foot of snow.
Yeah,
like maybe a little bit more than that. Definitely more.
So I'm like the only person on the road just driving. I can't see anything. I can't. I just can't even drive. Like, my car is just kind of going all over the place. Like, honestly, I wasn't even in the lanes. I was just kind of doing my own thing until I found one of those like truck sweepers, whatever you call them. Yeah, the snow plows.
Yeah.
And I just stuck behind that, put it on cruise control. That's the best. When you just chill like 5 car spaces behind them, put it on cruise control, and that's the whole way there. You don't gotta worry about anything.
Dude, one of my biggest fucking pet peeves though, and it happened to me today. Like I'm a pretty patient guy, and I don't get road rage that easily. But when it's a nice day out like today, I mean, at least compared to what it has been lately.
Yeah.
But like, there's no ice on any of the roads here. The main roads, anywhere like that. Why are you not going the speed limit? When I get stuck behind someone and they're going like 20, 25, and like the speed limit here is 35, like I'm fucking pissed. Like, because, like, I'm stuck behind them. There are cars constantly passing me, so I can't, like, get in the other lane and pass them quick. It's just like, why the fuck are you going 25 miles an hour? There's obviously no ice. It's sunny. It's, 16 degrees out, which feels amazing right now. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you going
You'll
this
be able
slow?
to spot, like, ice from, like, fucking miles away. Because all the roads are, like, so salted, It's, like, all light. Like, yeah. Like, people... I know what you mean. Yeah,
that shit just pisses me off. And it's not even just winter, it's summer too. But it's just old people, I guess. But man, it's like, it's the fucking worst, dude. I hate people who don't go the speed limit. Like, in the winter, I get it if it's bad out, a blizzard, it's icy, that I totally get. But I'm saying, perfect conditions, summer, why are you not going the fucking speed limit? You've got to be kidding me. Like, unless your car is fucked so you can't, like, there's no excuse. And it's always an old person.
It is, dude. Like, I've never been into an accident. Well, I've never done anything that's caused an accident, but the only time I have been in an accident was I was going straight on a green on the far left lane, and this lady was taking a right on a red, and then instead of going into the first lane, she goes into my lane, hits me, proceeds to keep pushing my car over the medium onto oncoming traffic, and I'm like turning the wheel right to push her car back, and I'm like, dude, what the hell just happened? Like, she finally, like, stops pushing, and she starts to drive off. So, in my head, I'm like, okay, this is about to be some, need for speed.
I'm about to catch this bitch, yeah.
So, like, I have the cop on the phone, like, the police on the phone. I'm, like, speeding through, running through reds and shit, just chasing this person. And I caught, but it was just some old lady. And I was like, why? Why didn't he just stop? I didn't want, like... I broke so many laws just to catch up and get your license plate.
Like, you fucking asshole.
Yeah. I got a pizza, too, because I was coming back, grabbing a pizza for my family. And when the cops, like, finally caught up to me, and they're like, oh, damn, he really fucked up your pizza, huh? 'Cause it was on the ground. And I was like, yeah, he did. What a dickhead.
What an asshole. Cop should have paid for your pizza.
I swear. There was, like, already problems with my car, so it was kind of nice, because when the insurance came in, I was like, bro, yeah,
you're like, let's go. You're like, kind of a blessing, but, like, no, fucking old people. Which, by the way, that, every time I see someone do that, I always, like, tell Vic when, like, we're driving, I'm pretty sure that you're not allowed, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. I think when you turn, like a right on red, or just, like, when you turn in, I'm pretty sure you have to go into that direct lane, and then... put your blinker on, go into the other one. You can't just go into the other one, which people do all the time. And, like, I get it if there's no traffic, like, but when there's traffic coming, like, you really shouldn't do that. It's fucked, Because then the person even if you have enough room and, like, you go out, the person coming up behind you, they're gonna always slow down just in case. And then they're pissed off, rightfully so. Yeah, that's just dumb.
It's all situational. For me, I never, like... If I see cars coming, I have no problem going in front and cutting them off, solely because I know that I am 9 out of 10 times faster than them.
Yeah.
like by the time they even get to where I cut them off, I'm already way ahead of them. I'm zooming. But, like, and if I'm seeing that someone's on the far right lane, I will go into the second lane solely because that's where the car's not coming from. You know what I mean? I see... It's all about, that's where it's all situation. You gotta see where the car's coming from and then go. But the worst people are the ones that cut you off and they're going slower than you.
Yeah.
That ticks me off.
That shit irks the fuck out of me. Yeah.
You know what grinds my gears.
Yeah. Another fucking thing, too, that I find it fun. It doesn't piss me off. I just find it funny, and sometimes I even feel bad. Mm-hmm. Someone will, like... So I'm behind a slow car. They're going slow for whatever reason. They're coming up on a turn, usually is the thing. So, like, they're slowing down. So I'm slowing down. So the person behind me goes to the other lane to pass me. Yeah. But as soon as they go into the other lane to pass me, the car ahead of me just turned. So now I'm speeding up. So now we're, like, going the same, speed, like, neck and neck. I can tell they're, like, kind of eyeing me, like, I'm fucking in the wrong. Like, dude, I was just going slow because the person ahead of me was going slow. So now I'm back up to the speed limit, and now he notices he's not going to be able to pass me, and he probably needed to stay in that lane anyway. He probably has a turn on him. So now he has to slow down and then go back in that lane, and that has to be so embarrassing. Like, and then I just, like, I kind of feel bad, but yeah, that shit's the worst.
It's embarrassing for me because I'm usually that guy. I hate being behind slow drivers, so
you try to pass, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, and you're like, fuck, now I have to, like, go into the other lane, and cars behind me are probably thinking, who the fuck's this guy? Like, why is he going in different lanes?
It turns into a race sometimes. Like,
yeah,
like some people like won't like, and like you're hitting some mock speeds over
yeah,
trying to just overtake one another, but no, neither.
They're like, I'm not gonna fucking let you pass me. It's not my fault I was going slow.
You ever had those situations where you see a car coming in the lane towards you when you try to do that? Oh, dude, like so scary. Like when you're like trying to race ahead of them and they're not letting you pass. Fuck that shit. Mm-hmm. I've definitely almost gotten in accidents.
Yeah,
doing that.
It's like you really had to speed up when I tried to pass. Yeah, because I hear what you're talking about, because that's obviously a little different if you're on, like, you know, one road going this way, so you go into that other lane to quickly pass them and shit. But yeah, that shit's fucked. Like, don't all of a sudden start speeding up. There are so many times where I'm on, like, the highway going home or whatever, and I pass a car because for whatever reason they're going slow. I don't know why. And then, like, 5 minutes later, they catch up to me, and then they pass me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why were you not going this fast? Whatever. And then 5 minutes later, I pass them again. And I'm like, is this guy just want trouble? Right? Like, I want to know what it is. It happened a lot when I was driving my mom's minivan that we used to have when I first came to college. And I think that was why people don't like getting passed by a purple minivan, because that's what it was. And, like, it was so fucking stupid.
Well, you have to agree that if someone passes you and then you pass them, like, later on, there's a bit of tension that you're feeling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm thinking this guy wants to kick my ass. Like, he just passed. Like, if I fucking go to a gas station and take a piss, this guy's gonna fucking pull in the exit with me and fucking get out of his car, come out my window and go, "You got a fucking problem, buddy?" I'll just because I passed him.
Trying
to
overtake me, asshole,
yeah.
Huh? Like, no, bud.
Like, dude, you were going slow for some reason. Like, just wanted to pass you, bro. Please.
Did you ever hear from Dalton how I almost killed Dalton back home, dude, when we were racing?
How'd you almost kill Dalton?
We were driving around. So, okay, in Burnsville Parkway, that's the main road you take, and it's about a 45. And then there's Nicollet Avenue, which is the other main road. That's about 40. So we go from Nicollet down Parkway to this park. And we went from one park to another. The thing is, down Nicolet's the police station. And this is how I knew we were already so invested into the race, is where the speed limit's 40 and we're hitting at least 60 past the police. So we're just whipping it. We make it onto Parkway, and that's where things get shady. Because at this point, I'm hitting like 79, something like that. About to hit 80. And in front of me, there's this car stopped at a red. So I'm in the left lane, Dalton's in the right, and the light's red, but we're not slowing down. I'm not slowing down. My plan is to just cut him off, run the red. His plan is the same idea, run the red. But he can't cut me off because there's a car. So what ends up happening? How do I explain this? Literally, I'm just about to hit this car. I'm like a few feet off from hitting this car, and it's still red. And I look to my side mirror, and I can see Dalton's car. And solely because I can see the front of his car, I know I'm in front of him. So what do? I cut right, and to this day, there is about, like, I don't even know, like just a few inches of space between me and Dalton's car when I cut to the right. As soon as I cut to the right, it turns green too. Perfect.
Oh, nice.
But no, if Dalton had, because the thing was, he didn't slow down. That's not why I was able to cut in front of him. I was just able to press on the gas hard enough that I was able to get more speed than him. But if he didn't slow down, that would have been a whole, like, just horrendous car crash.
Yeah.
But it was pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie. It was a good race. Dalton's always salty about it. He's like, I was like, you agreed to it, man.
Man, that's fucked.
Yeah, no, it's really, when you think about it, it's fucked, but it's a fun story. I like thinking about it. I technically still lost the race. It was just, there was this one road we had to go down, and I just decided to just drive on the opposite, like, incoming traffic lane so I could just keep going ahead of him. And that's when he gave up. He gave up, but he still won because I took the wrong turn.
Yeah. I mean, we all have done some, like, kind of fucked shit when we first started driving when we were younger and shit. Like, I remember, like, I'm from such a small town, and, like, we're just a small community where I am. Like, cops, you know that they pretty much stay in town. You really don't see them on the main drive in between towns. And, like, where I'm from, there's a lot of, it's small towns that are, like, 10 to, 5 miles apart from each other. So, like, if we're chilling at someone's house and we decide to go into town for whatever reason, or we decide to go into town to go hang out at this person's house now for, I don't know, whatever reason.
Yeah.
And, like, we're on our way into town, and we're just, like, trying to go, like top out our cars, because we know there are no cops. It's daytime. Like, there's no traffic. There's no, like, cars coming. Like, if we see a car coming ahead, like, we'll know to slow down just in case it's a cop, and it's probably not going to be a cop. And we'd fucking go, like 90, like, just try and top it off on the highway. The only risk of that was, like, deer, because deer are fucking everywhere. Well, anywhere really in America, but, like, especially where we were, a lot of deer there. So that was kind of fucked. But yeah, looking back now, that was stupid of us, mainly for that reason, the deer. We were obviously not going to hit anyone, like a person or another car or anything like that, but, like, if a deer had ever come out of the ditch and you're going, like, 85, you're not going to miss it. Like, you're not going to fuck it. You're not going to hit the brakes or swerve out of the way. I mean, the worst thing you can do is try and swerve to hit a deer when you're going fast. Like, at that point, just hit it. Because if you swerve, you're either going to swerve into oncoming traffic or swerve into a ditch and, like, just do worse shit, like kill yourself. Yeah. Like, just hit the deer head on. That's the best thing you can ever do. Because the deer's just going to go flying, and you'll probably be okay. So, but yeah.
Yeah, the amount of times in, like, horror movies where, like, they'll crash the car because, like, some rabbit or something.
Yeah.
Like,
a fucking rabbit, and you had to slow down for that. You just go straight. You always go. That's what we were taught in driving school. It was like, well, even before that I knew, but, like, for anyone that didn't know in driving school, that's what we were taught. Is like, just fucking plow through it. Best thing you can do. Do not swerve and try and hit it. Unless you're going slow enough and it's far enough away. And obviously, if it's far enough away, try to, like, hit the brakes, but otherwise, you just fucking go. Because you'll, for the most part, be fine.
You never see them. Dude, the worst part of driving, like, around here, around, like, this, more like fall season, is, it gets darker earlier in the day.
Yeah.
And then all the deers are out because it's mating season or whatever. So.
And, like, the worst part about that, too, is it gets, when fall comes and, like, start of winter, but not quite winter yet, and it starts getting dark at, like, 5 fucking p.m., there's that little bit of time before, like, 5, where it's, like, just light enough where you can kind of see, but dark enough where, like, or no, like, dark enough so, like, your headlights turn on your car, but light enough where the headlights aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's this weird, like, 15-minute interval before it actually gets pretty dark. And, like, that sucks because you actually can't see anything because it's pretty dark at that point, but it's still slightly bright enough. Your headlights aren't doing anything. Yeah. That's the worst. That's when I hate driving because I'm like, if anything pops out in front of me, I'm not going to fucking see it until I hit it because my headlights aren't doing anything because it's just that perfect amount. The sun is still slightly above, like, I don't know, the horizon you want to call it, I guess. So, like, I can see, but I can't see that far in front of me. Like, that's the worst. That's when I hate driving. Anytime like that.
Nighttime, I can't ever drive at night. I hate driving at night, especially just out here in the country, because I can't ever see, like, what's coming off the sides. Unless I have my high beams, but sometimes there's, like, people ahead of you. So
you can't, like, do that here that often, so. I'm fine with driving at night for the most part, but I get what you mean, especially around here, because, yeah, like, you can't really put you can't put your high beams on, like, anywhere in actual town, like, and you get a little bit out of town, you kind of can, but chances are even then, like, a car's probably in front of you or coming, so you can't. So
God, driving in the country's a mission, dude.
It is.
Facts. Like, right now, watching my boss's house for a week. It was 30 minutes north of here. Honestly.
Oh, that's why I've seen you on Snap Maps, like
way up there.
You've just been out there. I'm like, I wonder what he's doing. Like, saw you on Snap Maps, Owen, 1 hour ago, and you're just fucking. I'm like, did he get a new job? Like, did he get a job at Eagles Wings? And they have a house out there. Like, if he did, I don't know about that, but interesting.
It's a good time. He's got a pretty nice house. Got heated floors in the basement, so that's where I've been
That's
chilling.
nice.
That's
Right.
fucking nice.
Yeah.
That's a goal.
Yeah. Honestly.
And heated floors in a house. I
Dude,
want that.
yeah, I want that. One of my friends from back home, like, sometimes she would, like, throw, not a party at her place, but just anytime a couple of us, like, would go over there and chill. And, like, yeah, her bathroom, like, floor is heated. And, like,
Prime.
it's like a
That's nice.
marble floor. Maybe not marble. That's probably fucking stupid.
Like
Yeah, it's like a tile, but, like, yeah, it's really nice.
See, it's kind of
That's the life.
It's kind of this weird sensation, like, because in his basement there's also like glass doors that open up like to the backyard, and so like it's pretty chilly down there, but like when you step on the hardwood floor, it's so warm on your feet. It's this weird like chilly warm sensation. Oh,
Kind of like when you're sleeping. Like, you like the
Yeah.
room cold as fuck, just with a lot of blankets. So, like, you're not cold, but, like, you feel it, you know?
Dude, the pillows.
That's the
it's gotta
best.
be
Like,
cold.
pillows.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the pillow has to be cold. It's got to be cold. Sometimes you got to switch it over to the other side.
Yeah. Dude, I have like 4 pillows, and I'll just rotate all of them like throughout the night.
That's not a
Tough
bad
while
idea,
I
because,
sleep.
like, sometimes even when you flip the pillow over, it doesn't help anything.
No.
It's still fucking, like, super hot, and you're like, fuck.
It's a process, dude. I'll leave like the window cracked open. Like it's a whole process, right? Leave the window cracked open. I'll set a pillow right beside it so the pillow gets nice and cold. Swap it out, basically, and just like keep doing that with all my pillows.
That's nice. That's smart.
Mhm.
I should do that. I had to start taking sleep aids.
Really, like
Yeah.
melatonin.
Yeah. Because my insomnia was just getting so fucking bad. Because I would go to bed at, like, 2 or 3, feeling tired enough to, like, go to bed. Because I stay up pretty late normally.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm about to fall asleep. Like, just sitting on the couch watching some TV or something. And then, like, I would crawl into bed. And then I'm just like,
Still awake.
I just can't fall asleep. Like, I just toss and turn until, like, 5, 6 a.m. Then I finally sleep. And, yeah, it was getting so bad because then, like, I would either only get, 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night,
Mhm.
or I'd sleep into, like, 1 or 2. And I just don't like doing that. So I had to start taking sleep aids now.
That's where I'm kind of stuck at right now. Like my sleep's like, I can't ever sleep. I like even in just how you're describing it. Even if I feel the sensation of being tired,
Yeah.
I'll go to my room, and that's why I'm always in my room early, because then I'll just sit there in bed for like hours straight, just not being
Yeah.
able to fall asleep, tossing and
And it
turning.
sucks because then I'm like, should I, like, before I started taking, I was like, the sleep aids actually helped out a lot. Like, they've been doing pretty good. But, like, I'm like, do I fucking go out into the living room and just watch more TV? Maybe I'll just fall asleep out there. Do I stay in here? Maybe I'll get comfy all of a sudden and fall asleep. But, like, it's...
It'll eventually fuck up your sleep. No, I feel like that's the problem with melatonin. You take it too long, like eventually you can't naturally fall. Like I already can't naturally fall asleep. Another thing I want to do is just kind of add to that and make it worse.
Yeah.
I want to like find like a natural method in a way. Like I don't know. I've always heard like some teas, if you drink like certain teas, they'll kind of
Yeah.
make you sleepy. So got to give that a try.
Yeah, it's in, like... I guess the only time that I can just fall asleep and not take it is, like, obviously if I'm hammered. Like,
Yeah,
come
right.
home, right? Like, then I'll fall asleep just fine. But, like, yeah, other than that, I guess we'll see. I'm sure
Mhm.
when I'm done with that bottle of fucking pills, like, I'll try and sleep
I
without
thought
them.
you
But
meant the alcohol. Like once
Yeah.
I
Once-
finish
once
that,
I'm
I'm going
finished-
to bed.
once I'm finished with this tonight, I'm going, no, like, once I'm finished with the bottle of pills, like, I'll try, and sleep without them and see
Yeah.
how it goes. But I am getting on a much better sleep schedule now, so maybe that'll just help because my internal clock will, fucking
reset. Yeah.
But I've never been able really to, like, do that. Like, when I used to work at Dollar Tree and I had to work 5 a.m.s, like 5 to 10 a.m. stocking.
Damn.
So, like, I would wake up at 4 so I could, like, shower before work and then, like, get ready and all that. Mainly just to shower and, like, kind of be up for at least a little bit, drink coffee, whatever.
Mhm.
But, like, dude, my body just never, like, conformed to it. I was never able to go to bed at, like, say 9 or 10. Like, I still would, be up past
1,
midnight,
2,
and it
yeah.
sucked. Like, my body just could not do it. And I was like, I don't ever take naps. I've never been a nap person. I've just never been able to take naps. But, like, that shit sucked. Because I would be so tired, but I would refuse to take a nap after work.
Yeah.
I get off at 10. I have the whole day, but I got to work tomorrow. And then I would try to go to bed at, like, 9 or 10, and I just couldn't. Like, it was the fucking worst. That shit sucked.
Yeah, we're really like quite opposites with that because I can sleep anytime, anywhere. Like 4-hour nap? Sure.
Dude, you'll nap, and you'll be like, I'm gonna take a nap, and it's 1 p.m., and then like 6 p.m. you wake up. You know?
Just like wakes up. TR's just standing in the doorway. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
It's like a scene out of a horror movie.
I'm like, Vic, I can't fucking sleep. And Vic's like, I just took a 10-hour. Vic's literally like, I just took a 5-hour nap. Okay, I'm going to bed now. And now she's gonna sleep for another like 9 hours. Like, I wish I could do that, but I can't.
Literally anywhere.
Like, I
anytime.
envy you because we'll just be watching YouTube and you'll just be like, hey Siri, set a timer for like 2 hours. Then all of a sudden you're out in like 5 minutes, and I'm like, I wish I could do that, but fuck, I can't take naps. My body just will not fall asleep during the day.
You gotta find something that just makes you like we like watching movies at our house sometimes, but if it's something that doesn't genuinely interest me, I just get super sleepy and tired. That's the best.
You just nap.
You know, like I always like something that helps is I'll put on Netflix like documentaries and just kind of listen to that.
See, I get interested in them. Then I can't fall asleep. I'm like, wait, what is this bird fucking doing? And like, I want to see how it like mates. Like, what does it do to get a female bird?
What's his
like,
life process?
Yeah,
dude, I'll never forget watching this like documentary with Morty, and it was like about these monkeys, and one of the monkeys' names. Oh, what is his name? It was like Mitch or something, but like
Mitchell.
Like you watch his whole like story about like he's like gets adopted by like this silverback gorilla or whatever,
and just like quick like to think of that, it's so funny because like it's the producers and cameramen who are giving them these names, like, and I just think it's so funny that's what they refer to them as. Like, dude, what was that? Meerkat Manor.
Oh,
dude, they have names for all the meerkats, and there's the bad meerkats. Like, dude, that was awesome. They would get in fights, and I would tune in every week to watch it. I'd be like, let's fucking go. Let's see if this family of meerkats that lives like 15 yards away is gonna like kill any of them, and like, what happened to Susie? Like,
I have to know the suspense.
Dude, that shit's so funny.
Yeah, dude, documentaries are good. I started watching Blackfish again. That one's a good one.
Blackfish was. I remember when I first like found out about like it, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta watch this. Mainly because I wanted to see the scene where the person dies, because that's what it really is all about for the most part. And it's kind of lame because they don't really show a whole lot. Well, there's not a whole lot to see.
No, it's just
the trainer kind of gets dragged and then kind of goes under, and then the whale lands on top of her.
Mm-hmm.
Him. Wasn't it a chick?
She.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this about?
It's
Blackfish?
it's
Never heard of it.
It's about
like
it's about it's not about African American fish. It's about orcas. Like, you know, and how they're in captivity. They shouldn't be. I mean, really, no, like, I think there's a big difference between, like, a zoo and, like, a sanctuary, I guess. A place where it's like, yeah, it's a zoo, people can watch them, but this animal has, like, so much, like, square feet to, like, run and roam and shit. Yeah. Like, it really is no different than them being in the wild, except for the fact that, like, we provide them food, so it's actually easier. And most of the time, they're, like, trying to... like, they found him as a cub and shit like that. Basically, though, the documentary is about how, like, orcas should not be kept in captivity and, like, be trained to do tricks and all that, because you never know what's going to happen, because they saw that wild side of them, and basically, like, a trainer was killed by one when it, like, she was riding it, and something happened where, like, she kind of got flipped off, and it, like, drug her under the water and then brought her back up, and then, like, she kind of got flipped in the air, landed in the water. I think she actually landed on another orca, because there were two, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she, like, landed on one, and then the other one came out of the water and, like, slammed on top of her, and that's how she died. And then because they showed another, like, scene where there was a dude trainer who, like, got drug underwater for a long amount of time. He lived. It eventually brought him back up, and then brought him down again, and then brought him back up, but then he was able to swim away. But, like, dude, that's fucked. Yeah. And it was basically showing, like, these animals cannot be kept here, like, for the safety of themselves and others. Like, people will die, and, you know, like...
And it's just, like, the kind of, like, spaces they had them in captivity is...
Captivities.
Yeah, in captivity is pretty fucked. Like, you can't... It's like putting a lizard in a cage. I always feel bad, like... if you put a lizard in a cage, realistically, it's got like 5 feet to move, and that's all it's got.
Yeah.
For its entire life, compared to like its counterparts in the wild that have this entire wilderness to explore.
I swear it would suck being a pet. Swear to God.
Well, I think it depends.
Well, maybe a dog.
A dog and a cat have the fucking life, for the most part. But if you're a fucking turtle, and all of a sudden some random fucking kid comes and picks you out of the pond and like, this is my pet now. And now if you had a mate, if you had laid eggs, that's all gone. Now you're like now you're getting thrown in this shitty little tank in this kid's room, like nowhere to fucking roam. Like that would suck. Like animals that get taken from a natural resource or whatever, and all of a sudden they're just a pet now. That's got to be the fucking worst. The only thing where like I think it's kind of okay. Well, it really depends on the animal. I mean, you look at, for example, like snakes. Like a lot of people will find a gardener snake out in the wild and take it as a pet. I think that's okay. Yeah. Because honestly, they have it better than in the wild. In the wild, they're probably gonna get killed early, ran over, shit like that. Like they're gonna get like, played with and get tons of exercise as much as a snake can fucking get, and like they're gonna get fed a lot. Like they'll be fine. But yeah, a shit like they'll get fucking swole. But yeah, a shit like a turtle, like some kid just finds a turtle, picks it up, like, and I feel bad because I was that kid. Like I did that one time. Looking back now, that's fucked. Why did I do that? That poor turtle. I just took it from its life.
Yeah, we took a snapping turtle and like raised
like,
it.
The turtle was like, fuck these guys.
Yeah.
I was going to say that when I was a kid, my dad was out in the backyard, like down in suburban fucking St. Paul area, and we found a big ass snapping turtle behind our shed. Oh my God. Like, fuck. We had to release it back to the wild, but that shit was dangerous. It was aggressive as fuck.
Was it like an alligator snapping turtle?
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Like people will take those and have those as pets. Like, what are you doing? That thing, no matter how much you feed it and like touch it and hold it and play with it, the second you put your hand in front of its mouth, it's gonna fucking attack you. Like it does not love you. It knows that that you're gonna feed it, and it knows that you're gonna clean it off and change its water and all that. But like, that thing will fucking murder you. Like, if it gets the chance. If you fucking step in front of it, it's gonna bite your ankle. And, like, those things fucking have so much pressure and, like, break bones. Yeah, that's fucked. Like, don't take alligator snapping turtles as pets from the wild. If you find one that's injured and, like, shit like that, that's different, right? Yeah. And you want to, rehabilitate it and everything, and you're like, it can't be released into the wild, it's missing a leg or something like that. Like, I totally get that. But yeah, don't find like a baby alligator snapping turtle and fucking take it home. And now this is my pet. I just have a pet fucking beast that if I put my hand in front of its mouth, it's gonna take it off. Like, don't do it. That's not smart. It's kind of like people who have like big snakes too, like fucking anacondas and like shit like that.
That's pushing it, man.
I mean, I had
it's like only a lion last year.
Okay, but that's a spider.
That's fine. And again, for the most part with snakes, I don't think it's a big issue. And like, there are a lot of people who have sanctuaries. I'm talking people who are like, I got this anaconda. Like, this is my pet. I got it. I bought it from a dude, whatever. Like, now it's my pet. Like, there's stories of people, like, fucking, like, they would just let it roam wherever. Yeah. And it would, like, kind of lay next to them, in a sense. Like, stretch itself out. Oh, excuse me. And, like, just, like, sleep next to them at night. Like, it's sizing you up to see, essentially, if you can eat it. And there was a dude who, like, this was a while ago now, but, like, I'm pretty sure you can still find it online. Like, he woke up, and, like, half of one of his legs was, like in its mouth. What? Like, it was gonna eat him. Like, if he hadn't woke up, like, that thing was sizing him up every night. It would, like, slither in bed and, like, stretch out as long as it could next to him, and, like, continue to grow over the years. And then finally one night he woke up and, like, it was trying to eat him. He was like, what the fuck? And he pushed it off, and it didn't really do anything. It just, like, slithered away. And, of course, he got rid of it. Yeah. It's like, don't own these fucking... like, these big-ass anacondas that you bought from some dude, like, behind an alleyway. Like, don't do it.
And then what do? They throw it out in, like, the wilderness, right?
Yeah, then they're like, fuck you. And that's how, like, the problems that are happening in Florida and shit with snakes. Like, dude, I would love to go to Florida just on a trip to, like, hunt those animals.
Get some snake boots.
Dude, I'm pretty sure they pay you pretty good to, like, find them. And, like, catch them and you know, get someone to fucking come and take them, like animal control. Like, I would love to, like, go on a trip, stay in Florida for a fucking week, and just hunt all these invasive species.
There's so many iguanas, all these animals.
I think down in Nicaragua, there's like a hippo population that broke out.
No, that's Columbus. No, that's Colombia. Yeah, because that's Pablo Escobar's doing when like he was that like because he would bring in hippopotamus from, you know, Africa, wherever they're from, and then once he like his whole empire fell, the hippos were still there, and they just started reproducing. Now they got a hippo problem in Colombia,
which you would think actually is like not the worst thing in the world, because I'm pretty sure hippos, I don't think they're endangered in Africa, but I think they've been close a few times.
Yeah.
So you'd think that's a good thing, but like obviously not in fucking. You said Cuba, right?
Colombia.
Colombia, yeah, not in fucking Colombia. Like,
well, they're considered the most dangerous animals in the world.
Oh yeah, they like there's like the top 5 like in Africa, like the big 5. It's like Cape buffalo, hippo, lion. What am I missing? Cheetah. Like, there's
like a rhino or
one more.
Oh,
I don't think.
Definitely a rhino.
I don't think rhino's part of it.
Elephants are dangerous.
Oh,
I think elephants might be
they can
it.
get aggressive.
But they say hippo's like the one. They say it's hippo and Cape buffalo, which surprises a lot of people. But Cape buffalo, I guess, will fucking charge anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, a hippo, they run, I'm pretty sure, like, extremely quick. Like, I'm pretty sure hippos can outrun most humans.
Yeah.
That's fucked, dude. They crush your head like a fuck. You see videos of people feeding hippos at zoos, tossing whole ass cantaloupes in their mouth, and without any like effort, they just crush it. I would never want to be attacked by a hippo, dude. It would crush each limb like one by one, and fuck that,
dude. How much do they weigh? Probably like 5,000 pounds.
So much, like so fucking heavy, dude. And they're so fat. Like, that's the thing. People think that like it's a fat piece of shit, and like they're so deceptively fast. Like they run like motherfuckers.
You want to see some real speed?
I'll show you some real speed, bitch. Like,
honestly, though, talking about environments, I think the scariest thing ever in life would be to be in the middle of the ocean with like no land around you. You have no idea where you are.
Yeah, fuck that.
And underwater is just endless water darkness.
Yeah.
I would agree with you, but have you guys ever seen the movie Life of Pi?
Yeah, I just watched it.
That was, dude, that made me kind of want to do. That was a beautiful movie.
Like, I've always wanted to watch it. I've only seen the first like 20 minutes of it in school because they played it first one time for some fucking reason. And they only played like 20 minutes of it, and then we had to go to our next class. So it was still like stupid. I have always wanted to watch it. So if I ever like find it and it's on something, I will definitely like watch, because it looks like a really fucking good movie.
It's excellent, bro. Great storytelling, but honestly, it's just like old like the shots and images of like the fish going around.
Mm-hmm.
And, like,
there's like a whale at one point.
You got the tiger on the boat.
Honestly, that's kind of like what we were talking about with animals. It's kind of a movie about that, like, because he was born in like a zoo, and then like he wanted to feed the tiger. And, like, his dad told him that, like, he's not your friend. He's a wild animal. And then, like, they're stuck on a boat together. And throughout the journey, they don't become friends. But then they learn to respect each other. That they're both, like, wild animals. I don't know. It's a pretty good story. But
yeah, I mean, it's interesting, yeah, you know. Because, like, animals do believe that. Like, they are usually more afraid of you than you are of them. Because you're fucking walking. Like, animals are smart. They recognize that. Like, okay, this is another thing, a beast, and it's walking, so it's taller than me, like, for the most part, like, unless it's a gorilla or some shit, but like, yeah, it's like it's taller, and so they're probably going to be more afraid of you, and that's actually why they usually attack you. Like, you know, I mean, sometimes you know, they run away and everything, but like just unprovoked attacks, it's usually because they're that scared. And they're like, the only thing I can do right now is fucking attack it.
Like, could you imagine getting attacked by like a grizzly bear?
Dude, fuck that. Are you
honestly
kidding me? Like, the only thing you can do, you can't outrun a bear.
No, fuck no.
You can't. So, like, you just have to sit there and fucking, like, put your hand over your neck, the back of your neck, crawl in a ball, and hope that it just goes away.
You seen The Revenant with Leonardo?
Dude, yeah.
Terrible movie.
Okay, shut up. Vic hates The Revenant because we've actually talked about this on another podcast episode before, but Vic hates it because... And she's not wrong with the fact that there really isn't that much dialogue. You know, it's a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio just crawling around and grunting every now and again. But that's what makes it, that's the story. Like, okay, he literally was dead, you could say. Like, he should have died. There's no way he should have lived. Now he's alive, and he's trying to find his son. spoiler alert, is fucking dead. But now he's like crawling around trying to do whatever, and like, can he get back to wherever? And like, that's what makes it interesting. Like, but you.
And it adds a sense of
whatever
realism, because if you're in survival, you're not going to be just going, well, how do I, like, you overthink most of this in your head.
Yeah.
For the most part. Unless me, I'm weird.
Like it's a fucking.
I'll talk to myself out loud.
Oh yeah, same. Are you kidding me?
You know that they say that if you talk to yourself, it's a sign that you are like super intelligent or something like that. At least that's what my girlfriend told me.
There's only so much you can do like on a long car drive listening to music or radio, so eventually you're just gonna start having like a conversation with yourself.
Exactly.
I gossip about people I fucking hate as if there's someone in the seat next to me. And I'm like, why the fuck? Like I'm driving by myself and I'm like, why the fuck did this person do that? What the hell is wrong with them?
Go through like the fake arguments. And
yeah.
Well, if they said this, then I'd hit them with this.
Dude, I saw a meme and it was like the shampoo bottles in my shower like reacting when I like win a fake argument I'm having while I'm showering. It's just like a scene of people clapping. Like, it's so fucking funny.
Honestly, I kind of wondered that, like, because I noticed it like when I first moved up to college. I was like, damn, kind of weird. I talk to myself like when I'm alone sometimes, and then like I just had to like ask someone. So I figured I'd ask my girlfriend and be like, do you ever talk to yourself like when you're alone? She's like, yeah. And so I figured out that like a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
So it's.
Aren't you ever playing a video game by yourself? No one's in the room, and you fucking die in a multiplayer game, and you out loud say like, how the fuck did that guy like fucking kill? What the hell? I do it all the time here, whether Vic's here or not. I'm always yelling and going like, no fucking way, I shot first, dude. My gun has a fucking quicker time to kill. How did he kill me? All the time. Like, yeah, I think that's just everyone. I would be hard pressed to find someone who doesn't fucking talk to themselves when they're alone. Like,
it'd be wild to think about, man.
Like, yeah.
Here's a question that I ask people. I asked this to my coworker, and he can't do it. And like, it got me thinking about a few other things. So, let's say you think of a song. If the song plays in your head, does it sound exactly like the song does? Because to me, it does. When I listen to a song in my head, I hear every single instrument beat, everything that's used, as well as like their voice sounds exactly as how they sing it. But then I can't like recreate it when I try to like say the voice out loud.
Oh yeah,
it's weird. Like,
no, yeah, that's
like,
the same for me.
I can hear like what's it? Like I can hear Post Malone the way his voice sounds, but I can't like recreate.
If I try to recreate it, yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing?
Really
no,
weird,
yeah, like,
you know, because there's that like the way your mind works is what I've thought is like it's literally just a voice in your head, but like, what does that voice sound like? Honestly, you don't even know.
I don't know. I always imagine it sounds just like me.
Same.
But at the end of the day, like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like just your subconscious when you're having that like fake argument out loud with nobody. You're talking to yourself, and like you kind of have that response in your head that like you're like, man, what the fuck was that guy thinking? And then like in your mind you go like, yeah, I agree. It's like, yeah, I always just imagine it sounds just like me. Yeah. It's just a complete like mirror image of me, and it's like, yeah.
It's like, what do people who are deaf, they don't know what things sound like? Like, what do they think? And,
yeah.
You know, it's interesting.
Or like,
gotta ask Morty.
Yeah, right. Well, it depends. When did Morty get his hearing? Because was he like deaf when he was born, or could he hear something?
Yeah,
I think he was deaf.
Damn.
Deaf. Like, yeah.
Luckily, with modern advancements, deaf
okay.
people are able to hear nowadays. Now we just need to see if blind people are going to be able to see. Because honestly, fuck.
I mean, I think we'll get there someday,
blind,
like eye transplants and stuff. I mean, I think eventually we'll get to that point where it's like, I mean, I know they've already attempted that kind of shit before. I've never like seen how it goes.
I would not want to be blind, like at all.
Fuck that.
That seems scary, honestly.
I would rather be deaf, and I would rather be like mute. Oh, yeah. And like, dude, not be able to see.
Yeah.
Fuck honestly. That. It's the same with like, would you rather have no arms or legs? Like, dude, no legs.
Honestly,
I need my fucking arms and hands, like,
at
dude.
least I can still play video games.
Yeah, like,
arms,
I can still jerk off. Like, fuck, man.
All right, guys, you guys see what I can do with my legs now.
Like, yo, watch this. I've gotten really good.
Think about it. You can't open doors. You can't fucking eat food. Like, you can't fucking do anything.
You can't reach that item on the shelf, like the top shelf.
You can just look at it.
You gotta, like, do that, like, thing where, like, soccer players do that jump
Like
kick.
spin wheel
Yeah,
kick,
you gotta do that and like kick it off the top shelf. And then like if it's a jar of pickles, you gotta like catch it mid-fall, otherwise it's gonna break.
Dude, that's
Damn.
Honestly, like the what's it called, the Paralympic sports?
Yeah.
They should do that for people with no arms.
Special
just let them play
Olympics.
soccer. Bro.
Yeah. They'd be really good, I bet.
They probably got perfect balance.
Some of those guys in the racing with the wheelchairs, man, like holy shit.
The
like,
things they can do,
they
the
got-
drifting, they can do the spin moves just to like stop on a dime. Like I've ridden in wheelchairs just for fun. I think we all have. And like I try to do like cool tricks and it usually just ends up me like running into a wall or something. Like I'm like, fuck. Like
they can do backflips and shit off that. Dude.
I think of like that Scary Movie 2 scene where the dude's in the wheelchair and he's like head spinning. That basketball like rolls down the stairs and then they all start like dancing with it and shit.
Yeah.
I fucking love that scene. And the dude in the wheelchair starts spinning on his head. I'm like, what? Like he's breakdancing? God.
Dude, the scene where the guy sticks his hand in like all of the food.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
turkey.
He's like, my germs.
Yeah.
He grabs the turkey and he's like starts licking it and he's like, I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna lick it. And he licks it, and then he puts it on his. He's like, and then when you get the hole big enough, you can just stuff the shit. out of it. I love that scene so much. Yeah, everyone's going my germs, and he's like my germs.
Stuffs it in the pie or whatever the fuck. It
And
was.
then before like they start, like he's serving, like he's about to carve the turkey, and he's like, all right, what would you guys like? What do you want from the turkey? And then the like dude in the wheelchair is like, how about a wing for you? And he's making fun of his hand, and then that guy's like, oh yeah, how about a leg? And then the dude in the wheelchair is like, oh that's nice, let me give you a hand. And then the dude with the fucked up hand is like, how about you give me a standing ovation? Like, God, I love that movie so much. The scary movies like are so good.
Mhm.
Like they really are so fucking funny. Dude, Charlie Sheen in them, that's the funniest
Yeah.
shit ever.
They have
like,
the same chick too, don't they? Most of them.
I think in all of them,
Yeah.
except the
The one who's,
fifth
like-
one maybe. I never saw the fifth one, so I have no idea what it's about. But
I've actually never seen
Cindy,
any
right?
scary movie.
Yeah, Cindy. I
What?
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Cindy.
Wait, what?
I've actually never seen any scary movie.
Really?
What?
I've
They
only
are-
seen Epic Movie, which I think is made by the same people.
I really like Epic Movie. It's
Yeah.
really funny.
Dude.
That's because besides scary movies, there's the ones that are like Epic Movie, Disaster Movie. I think there's like Superhero Movie, Vampires Suck. I think they're all made by the same people.
Starving Games.
I love the
Oh.
Starvation
Oh,
Games.
this is
Starving
hilarious.
Games.
I love the
Those are
Starvation
ones.
Games, yeah.
Okay.
But like,
that
dude,
shit's
Vampires
hilarious.
Suck is funny as fuck. Epic Movie is probably the best out of all those spin-off ones besides Scary Movie. Like, I love Epic Movie. That is such a fucking funny movie. Disaster Movie's pretty good too, but yeah, Epic Movie is fucking hilarious.
I've never heard of it.
Really.
It's literally like Scary Movie, but they spoof like.
So they're making fun of Narnia is the main gist of it. They
Yeah.
make fun of Narnia and
and
it's
the movies
really
have
funny.
like crossovers. Like they do like an X-Men one. They do a Nacho Libre. Fucking
Yeah,
Charlie and the
dude.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But
Harry
that one's
Potter.
honestly that one used to scare me as a kid because like they like mutilate the people and put them into the can.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's also pretty graphic, but it's like slap comedy graphic.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember one time me and my sister when we were really young saw it. And the unrated version was available for rent at the grocery store in the town next to us when you could still rent DVDs for like a day, and then you had to bring it back, otherwise they'd charge you like $50. Fucking capitalism right there. Like fucking my mom didn't know what unrated meant. She thought it just meant like it's just not rated because it's not technically a movie, something like that. I guess like a YouTube video almost or something like that. Yeah. So like, but unrated really means like it's so raunchy, like we don't even give it an R rating.
Yeah.
Well, so me and Haley, my sister, we watched it, and like there's this scene like very early in the movie where that naked chick runs out of the wardrobe. Like to go to Narnia, like all the shit falls on the dude, and then this naked chick runs out, and she's like, "Don't fucking go in there." Like me and my sister saw it, and we were like, "What the hell?" Like we cannot watch this with our parents, and they wanted to watch it that night with us,
Oh.
and we just told them no. I think we convinced them not to, but
Smart.
that was fuck. I was like fucking like 8 years old. One of the first times I ever saw tits on screen. I was like,
Nice.
"What?" I was like, "What is this?" That's so funny.
Like, Mom,
There was another one they
you
made
gotta
too
go.
that made fun of 300. Do you remember that one? The movie 300 with the Spartans and shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they made fun of that one. I forgot what it's called. It's so fucking funny. That was another one that we got that was unrated that we watched. That one we actually were able to watch with my parents because there wasn't any nudity in it. And me and my sister were like, I think they'll be okay with it. It's just a lot of swearing and a lot of bad dark humor, but I think we can watch it. But I'm trying to remember what it was called. But that shit was so fucking funny. Wasn't it called Meet the Spartans? Is that what it was called? It was Meet the Spartans.
I can't remember the name, but I do remember watching it like a long time ago.
That shit was so funny. Like Britney Spears is in it for some reason. She has like a humpback and like.
God, the first like teen comedy movie I ever watched, because I wasn't allowed to watch like bad movies. Like if you put like I wasn't allowed to watch Family Guy. So anything like,
oh yeah, same. I wasn't.
You know, anything of like that humor comedy like Up, I wasn't allowed to watch. And my sister had a DVD of Superbad, and throughout my childhood I always wanted to watch it because I thought the cover, it kind of looked like a kid's movie kind of, and fucking popped that shit on when I was 13, and to this day it is still one of my top 10 like favorite movies. I will always find that shit so funny. Like I don't know, McLovin, you know.
Yeah.
You guys seen the kid version of that?
No. Oh yeah.
Oh, the one that they came out with. What is it called? Like
Good Boys.
Good Boys.
Good Boys.
Yeah.
I never saw it, but it looked really
So funny.
fucking funny.
It was.
Yeah.
So funny.
Oh my god, they're like, Molly? What do you mean we have Molly? Who's this Molly?
Who's
you're
Molly?
talking?
How is she in our backpack? I remember seeing that like in the previews. Yeah.
Literally, like they go into a gas station and they know they have drugs in the backpack that they stole off these girls, and there's a cop getting coffee, and the one kid is just like standing there like, and then he's just like, we have illegal drugs, and the cop is like, I'm off duty.
Dude, that's so.
Or when they go to the fraternity house and shoot them up with the paintballs, dude, that's an epic scene. Oh my god, that part had me cracking up because it. You just have to watch the movie. If you haven't
I
seen
gotta
highly
see
recommend
that.
it,
I
don't
gotta
wanna
see
spoil it
that.
too much, but it's good.
But yeah, like Superbad is like
Class.
that is like a top probably 5 movie all time for me. Like that movie's so fucking funny.
I
Like just
swear.
there's so many quotable, just like funny scenes in that movie, and it's just like
I think we could define it as a
It's
classic
so-
nowadays.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
definitely. Like that movie will live on like in
Oh, yeah.
infamy. Like
it'll be remembered just like fucking Star Wars, man.
yeah, like of the last few great comedies. For like the last few, like what was the last really good comedy? Probably a lot of people I'm sure would say like Good Boys. Before that, what was it? I don't know, honestly. I would say as far as like comedies, maybe 22 Jump Street.
Oh yeah.
It was like fucking
Yeah.
21 and 22 Jump Street are pretty goated movies in my opinion. I fucking love them. They're so fucking funny.
You know,
Like,
like,
dude.
Yeah.
whatever happened to movies? I feel
My
like they're,
name's Jeff.
Yeah.
they're
That's
going
my
so
homie
far
Hefe.
downhill.
Like,
God damn, what was the last movie you guys saw in the movie theater before it all closed down?
I think it was
Joker. It was totally.
I thought it was it The Lion King or was it Joker?
Yeah, I think
Which
it was
one?
Joker.
Okay.
It was definitely Joker. Maybe it was Lion King. I'm pretty sure it was Joker. I wouldn't count the Lion King.
Well,
Here's the
live
thing:
action.
the live action Lion King that came out, well, live action. It's all
Yeah.
like 3D animated. It's impressive what it did. It's good. Blah blah blah. It is like word for word
The
same movie.
Except for-
So I was like, whatever. Like I didn't care enough about it. I like The Lion King in my opinion. I think it's a bit overrated. I think people call it like the best Disney movie ever.
Mulan.
I do not. I think Mulan's better. I don't see. I don't like. I don't consider Lion King the best Disney movie of all time, and a lot of people do, and I've just never been. I think it's good, but yeah, basically the live action one was like the exact same movie, just with better graphics, if you want to call
and
them
no,
that.
Be Prepared. Which
Yeah,
is like
Be Prepared. They
the
changed
best
it.
song in the whole movie.
Essentially, it was like kind of a spoken version with some lyrics taken out, mainly because there were like Nazi references to it in the original one.
Oh.
Or I guess people interpreted it that way. I don't know. But the last one that I can remember that we saw in theaters was Joker. We saw
Mhm.
Joker in theaters, and it was a weird fucking experience because like we watched the movie. Really fucking great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'm sure you.
Great perspective on mental health.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and like it's so interesting to see a movie about Joker because at the end of the day, that is who it's about. It's about him, and he's the Joker, and like him becoming it, and like you're rooting for him. Like you are rooting for at the end of the day the bad guy.
Mhm.
Like he really wasn't a good guy at the end of the day.
That's
He
the thing about
fucking
DC,
killed
though.
people. Like
That's the thing about DC. They got their villains, and Marvel has their heroes.
Mhm.
It's
Exactly.
very different.
Yeah.
This movie really like made me think that I think the way DC should be making their movies is focus on this realism of like a dark reality that like we live in. Because I think what's really cool is in the Joker movie, if you look at the clocks throughout the movie, it's always at the same time.
Really?
Hmm.
And that puts into perspective that the kind of craziness the Joker's on is that like there's the theory that this was just all in his head. None of this actually happened because
Then at the end of the
was
movie,
all-
when
yeah.
like he's in the like insane asylum or wherever, we can assume a spoiler alert. Like and he should like maybe he thought that whole thing. I've seen that too. It's really I would say my only negative thought about the movie, and again, spoiler alert if anyone is listening to this and they haven't heard it, but like my only negative thought about it realistically is this, like when it turns out that chick that he was like dating / seeing whatever, and turns out that was all in his head, he imagined it all, and it's like okay, so none of that happened, but you went to the comedy club and she was there watching you, so that did happen. You just imagined she was there watching you. So like, what did happen? What didn't happen? Did he kill her? When like, because he just walks into her apartment at one point and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And he's like, "I had a bad day," and then he walks out. Did he kill her or her daughter? Like that was just, it was kind of like a weird. I just didn't think they did that part well, because my original thought was, okay, well then what happened and what didn't happen? What did you imagine? What didn't you imagine? I guess that plays into what you said though. Like,
yeah, that's what like drives like that's like the like he's so crazy that he himself like that question you're asking, he's asking himself that did I do this? Did I
like
not?
what just happened? Yeah,
Like it's they did such a good job.
that really was the second they dropped the trailer. I remember when they dropped the trailer, I watched it in the Union. A bunch of us were hanging out in there, and I watched it on my phone, and I like looked at Victoria. I was like, "This movie looks so fucking good."
Yeah, although when we went to go see
Yeah,
it,
you explain it to the. I have to take a piss.
Okay.
I can't hold it. But like, yeah, you explain what happened. It was kind of fucked when we went and saw
yeah,
it.
so we were like, you know how like it's split, so it's like the front and then like an aisle and then like the like back row of pews or whatever.
Yeah.
There's some guy like the last part of the movie, which like when it gets kind of like intense, he's just like pacing back and forth behind us.
No.
I was like, we're actually about to die right now.
What?
Yeah.
I'd be so scared, especially when there was that movie theater shooting in Colorado at the Dark Knight Rising.
That's what I was thinking
I'd
the whole
be
time. I'm
scared
like,
as
oh
fuck.
my god.
Oh my god! I'd be like, no, this is not happening. I'm leaving. I'd walk out. Honestly.
That was during Batman too. That was another DC movie.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Some
Yeah.
scary shit. God, what was I gonna say? I just recently watched Thor Ragnarok. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't, but
I've never seen Thor Ragnarok. Have you seen it? No. No?
I've not seen it yet.
That is
This
Fucking,
Dude,
me
that's
and
honestly,
Vic
yeah.
at one point were fucking gonna watch all the Marvel movies in order,
Oh, that's awesome.
and like we still need to do
I
it.
think we got to Captain Marvel.
We got to Captain Marvel, and I was like, "Can we skip it?" Because like I've heard bad things. I don't want to watch it.
Do you
not
have
the
Disney
best.
XD?
What?
Do you have Disney XD?
Yeah.
I hear that like apparently WandaVision's like
Oh,
WandaVision,
yeah.
I hear
isn't
is
that like
amazing.
a
Yeah, that's what I hear
prequel?
too.
Like it
I have
apparently
no-
It takes place after.
Oh,
I
it
have
takes-
no
okay,
I have no
'cause I heard
idea
it
what
ties
it's
in.
about and
I
like
guess
what
like
the story.
the
I don't
theory
know.
is
But
like it's gonna open up the multiverse.
Oh,
So-
actually, I was gonna say that they're coming out with a new Doctor Strange movie, and it's called Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Because in the newest Spider-Man, which is the newest movie, Mysterio
Yeah.
was talking about the multiverse, and so now Doctor Strange. This movie looks amazing. If you guys haven't like looked stuff up about it, they have the cast online, so it's gonna be rated R confirmed because Ryan Reynolds is playing as Deadpool. So Deadpool's going to be in the MCU now. And all three Spider-Men from like all three different Spider-Man
What?
movies. Yeah.
Tobey Maguire's
Tobey
came-
Tobey
Maguire,
Maguire. That's
Andrew
fucking dope.
Garland.
If he doesn't walk in immediately with the swag walk, sticking out the guns and everything, it's
Yeah.
not worth watching.
if I don't hear a pizza time at some point, I'm gonna
Pizza
lose
time.
my moment. Pizza time.
I need pictures of Spider-Man.
So basically this movie is connecting every Marvel movie that's not connected into like one multiverse. Now it's going to be the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse.
Okay.
There you go.
So
Nice.
But yeah,
That's pretty high, honestly.
yeah,
Can I hit your vape?
yeah. You
Alright.
can. You can also change the wattage on there. It goes up to 25. You press it 3 times on the bottom.
Nice.
What's it at right now?
It's at 6.
74. Patrick, your stars don't matter. It's nothing like mine.
All right, what's the best? Let's see if you guys can answer this. What is the best episode of SpongeBob? I already know the
Oh
answer.
god, I haven't watched
You-
SpongeBob since
That's a very good question.
You know it.
You
the
know it.
the Krabby Patty like training
The
video.
what?
Like the
Oh,
training video.
that's a goated one, dude. Poop. People order our patties.
That's a bunch of
I
hoopla.
Hoopla. That is a fucking great
Yeah.
episode. And at the very end, when they go, the secret formula, and then they cut it off. He doesn't even say is. They just go it.
The episode just ends. Like
It's so fucking funny. Like, dude, poop. And like this customer comes up and he's like, is this customer gonna order A, a sofa, B, an expensive haircut, or C, a Krabby Patty? Remember, poop. 1 patty, please.
it's funny now that like when you're older and you watch SpongeBob specifically, like you pick up on those adult references or like the jokes, and there's a fuck ton in there. Like,
There are, yeah.
and like it's funny to watch that like episode because now I've done training videos. You guys have probably done training videos, and you
Yeah.
know how like stupid they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I love that, like, they literally poked fun of it. And, like, notice the "I really wish I weren't right here, right now" button on his shirt. No one wants to be a Squidward.
It's like dun dun dun
Dun.
dun, and it shows like
Dun, dun,
it
dun, dun, and like that one when they just show like a bathroom.
shows like the toilets leaking and shit.
Yeah.
And then Krabs is like, these are our like ice water like devices, and he like holds up like ice
Yeah.
cubes. He like gives everything like a
He's-
super
yeah, he's
technical
like-
name.
I forgot about that part. God, that's such a good episode. I don't know what the best one. So that's the best. That's a
I'll
good
tell
like.
The best episode. Okay. To all the viewers out there, I'm pretty high right now. So the best episode is Band Geeks. And if you're not familiar, that's the one where
Yep.
they sing at the Bubble Bowl.
The Bubble Bowl.
And they
That's
sing
a good
Sweet
episode.
Victory.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way. That is a really good episode. That's a funny episode too. Like, dude, so just some of the like scenes in it, like the fucking like flag twirlers. They go into the air. They hit a blimp, or what, is it a plane? I think it's a blimp.
Yeah, it's like,
and it
meow.
explodes, and the one guy starts playing taps on the. It's like, what the fuck? That is a really good episode. I don't know what the best one is.
So many good ones.
Mhm.
Fuck yeah, I don't
'cause
know.
Here's the thing. I started rewatching SpongeBob again on Prime because that's what it's on. And we're on season 1 right now. And season 1 has just about all the memes that you hear us reference.
Yeah.
So it's so like I can't give it to, all right, if I had to choose my favorite episode of all time, it'd probably have to be like it's the one where like like SpongeBob, not Plankton and like Mr. Krabs get into like an argument and then like hate each other, and then like I just watched the TikTok on it earlier. It was basically like at the end of the scene, Mr. Krabs calling Plankton. He's like, you know, I'm sorry. Like he's like all sad and shit. It's such like an emotional episode, but that's the only reason because I feel like it has the most realism. But season 1's the best season. If I had to honestly give an answer, just the entirety of season 1.
I honestly think my favorite is probably the one where SpongeBob and Patrick like go into Sandy's bubble when she's hibernating.
Oh, that's a
Oh
good
my
one.
god.
and they
Yeah.
take her fur and shit. That scene, like
I'm
like
a
that,
man,
yeah.
a big man.
like dude, that episode is so fucking funny when they're like shooting each other with cannon and hitting each other, and he's like,
I'm
"All
your
right,
man."
Pinhead, your time is up." And Patrick has that weird dumb face on for no reason. He's like, "Who you calling Pinhead?" Like what? Like it's so fucking funny. God, yeah, I think that might be my favorite one. I love that episode
He's
so
like,
much.
open sesame.
Well, that's all I
my
fucking got.
I gotta change that. The hall pass monitor.
Oh,
That
that's a
one was
good one, too.
amazing. Where he's like,
The maniac.
the maniac, he's behind you. SpongeBob is behind you. Like it's SpongeBob, so like
Quick,
SpongeBob.
hide in the mailbox. No, he just went into the mailbox.
The maniac is in the mailbox. And he like, fucking picks it up and like,
Patrick, I'm the maniac. And all the cops pull up and they're like, that's all we needed.
That's all we needed.
And then Miss Puff pulls up and she's like, I will take full responsibility for this because he's my student. And then the cops look at her, she's like, so you take full responsibility? And she's like,
Yep,
indeed.
absolutely, yeah.
She's in prison. It's like, SpongeBob, visit me after class. And then it zooms out in prison.
I don't remember, like, but, like, the one where, like, there's, like, the hat. I'm not gonna remember. And, like...
Wait, when he hides the radio and
Oh,
then he has the cowboy hat?
No, okay.
What?
I-
Well, that was the first thing I thought.
That's
Oh,
the
wait,
one I
the
thought
hat
too.
with the drinking hat?
Oh!
Yeah! He's like, SpongeBob, you look like a girl when you're wearing that. Am I a pretty girl? Oh, you're beautiful. And the mailman is like, he's like
He's
looking
like,
at him.
It belonged to Schmitty something
Yeah,
Jaegerman
yeah, yeah.
Jensen.
Schmitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen.
Goes to his grave. It's actually on there. There's like a wooden plaque off the side that spells his name.
What's
out.
Squidward doing here? Here lies Squidward's hopes and dreams. What a baby. Am I really gonna defile this grave for money? Of course I am.
But
And then, like,
Mr.
Hey man, that's my hat. Give it back. No.
Number
Go back to bed, Bone Boy. Play dead.
God, there's so many.
A floating shopping list. I'm not a shopping list. I'm a ghost.
Or the one where they have to paint Mr. Krabs' like fucking house without getting a drip of paint
Yeah.
or anything. And they get that
Look
tiny
what
little
you've
drip.
done to my dollar, Rama. All the dolls in this dollar Rama were perfectly aligned.
You thought I wouldn't notice.
And you thought I wouldn't notice.
Flapping fish, or what does he say? Flapping fish slops. What is
Yeah.
this? I don't even know.
Flapping flip
Or
shots,
the
what
one where,
is
like,
that?
they start saying all, like, the swear words, but it's, like,
It's like
different
dolphin
Dolphin
voices.
voice.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Squidward smells good. Hey
Goddamn.
Patrick, nice day we're having.
What is that? It's the end.
What the fuck is that noise? You guys hear that?
yeah.
Is that your
There's a
AC?
2006 black Honda.
Hold on,
Civic,
I'm
dude.
actually gonna. I want to check
It's
that.
the
That
Amber Alert.
that might be the camera saying that it's filmed for a certain amount of time. What the fuck? Oh shit! I think it turned off. What?
Oh,
No way. I
damn.
charged
How
it.
long have we been doing this?
R.I.P. the dream.
Hour and a half already? Hell yeah.
It sounds like the Wii turning on.
Interesting.
The Wii? Okay, I never had one, but I feel like everybody had a Wii, like
It's,
when they were a kid.
yeah.
Oh,
Like
Like, I
shit.
keep seeing, like, this thing. It's either, like, your parents are still together or you have a Wii.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah,
You know,
well.
like, it's dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
So the memory card is full, which is really weird because I thought I deleted all the footage off of it. So the memory card is full. So when I'm like editing this to put it on YouTube, I'll just put a still image of something up to like
You're like, fuck, that's my 48
Put
gigabytes
that
of porn.
picture of
Hold
Pearl
on.
just facing forward.
what?
Put that picture of Pearl just facing forward.
Yeah,
Oh
I'll
my.
put that on. But yeah, okay. So to everyone listening out there, yeah, if you're like you've been watching or whatever, all the like, I guess the memory card is full. Like I said, I thought I had way more like left on that memory card, but apparently I didn't. So I'll be all right. I know this one can like last a shit ton of time. I mean, obviously audio is a lot less than video, but
Yeah.
I swore everything was off of that one. I thought I deleted everything, so maybe it wasn't as big as I thought. But I'll put a still image of whatever, so it'll be all right.
That's alright. Just gotta make sure.
You know, I was gonna say, I do like your "Don't Tread on Me" flag.
Yeah,
Um,
I know. You have like,
Do they?
isn't your tattoo kind of a little bit like along the lines of it, right?
Similar, yes.
Similar as far as the snake,
Well,
anyway.
just-
But like,
to the viewers out there.
you know like kind of the backstory of the Don't Tread. Why don't you give us a lesson on it? Because I guarantee people have seen that in the background
Show
and
me
think
the
that I'm like this
Carfax.
hardcore conservative Trump tard, because for some reason like conservatives in the last 4 years when Trump was in office kind of adapted this flag,
The do
but
not
it has nothing to do with that like at all. So like, you can, I'm sure, give kind of a perspective of it.
Well, like, the difference between the flag and this is, for the viewers out there that can't see, it's the the join or die snake. Now, this snake is actually quite different from that one. A lot of people, especially when I'm at work, they'll be like, "Is that the don't tread on me snake? It's awesome." I'll be like, "Hell no, it's not. Like, that's different." Although the don't tread on me snake's pretty cool. My tattoo is cut up into, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 7 different parts, something like that. And it, like, symbolizes the 13 colonies. And so the message behind it is, like, you either join up or you die. And originally it was for, like, state unification to come together as one country, like, fight off the British. But I look at it nowadays as, like, any sort of social issue where, like, the better good is, like, coming together. You know, being that I want to be a teacher. But the don't tread on me snake is different. See, that symbolizes, like, everyone knows, our Second Amendment. Actually, don't tread on me has been the slogan behind that snake, like, since the 1700s.
Damn.
Honestly, I don't really know what the snake symbolizes, but I do know that, like, people have been using that as, like, for gun rights.
Wasn't it, like, during the Mexican-American War? When, like, we kicked them out, like, the Alamo and stuff. Wasn't this when it was created?
I don't know.
That was my assumption.
I really have never honestly, like, known a whole lot about the flag. I always thought of it as don't tread on me, and then, like, the snake and well, the snake just kind of symbolizes that, yeah, like, obviously don't. It's a rattlesnake. Don't step on snake. Yeah, but, like, I always thought of it as just something that was made to, like, not say, like, don't, you know, like, government don't overstep your boundaries, but kind of like that. Yeah. And not so much. I know, like, yeah, Second Amendment rights. It definitely has been, like, kind of adopted to that and shit like that. But I've always just seen it as, like, a, you know, leave me alone. You know, don't worry about fucking me. Like don't worry about it. Like, you know, you're good.
Maybe the snake represents a person with a gun. You know, like, a rattlesnake isn't gonna. I mean, I don't know anything about rattlesnakes, but I think, you know, maybe, like, a rattlesnake isn't out there to kill you. It's out there to live its life. But if you
it'll warn you if you get close and shit.
Right. Yeah. You know, you step on it, then, you know. So I mean, maybe it symbolizes, like, someone with a gun. You know, it's just for safety, like. Because we are dangerous, but we're not at the same time. I don't know.
Cut the head off the snake, the body's useless.
Yeah, but the head can still do stuff.
The head can still bite.
Speaking of rattlesnakes, my mom got chased by a rattlesnake.
Really?
Yeah, well, she's from California.
Okay.
So.
When I was living in Florida for a while, I'll never forget this. Me and my brother and my sister are outside playing. And my sister's friend walks by our place, and she's like, "Oh, do you guys see that snake there?" And it's just, like, chilling right beside us while we were playing. So what does my sister do? Run inside, tell my mom about it. And so what does my mom do? Lock the door out on us.
Nice.
So me and my brother are just out there banging on the door, trying to come inside while there's this rattlesnake coming towards us. That was scary as hell. Like, luckily, my mom got over her fear and opened the door. My dad came out with, like, a rifle or something and just took it out. But, dude, no, fuck snakes. I hate snakes. They're scary. I think the sign's cool, but they're scary.
I like snakes.
Like, yeah, I don't mind snakes at all. I'm fine with them. I've handled plenty of snakes, like, in my life. Well, just, like, garter snakes and whatever other snake I found that wasn't a garter snake that I just thought was cool. But, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, they definitely are. I get why. I would say that's probably one of the most common phobias out there.
Well, it's
like,
the venom.
With snake.
It's the venomous ones that, like, you know, if it's like a tight, like something that constricts you, that doesn't really, you know, scare me.
But even then, like, I get why people think they're, like, creepy, even like non-venomous ones, because it's like snakes are slimy and, like, they're long. How the hell do they move? They move so weird. It's like a worm, but, like, faster with how they, like, with their body and shit. Like, so
shit,
yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, most snakes can swim. Like, people think that's fucking creepy as hell. So, like, yeah.
It is. They're versatile. Like, you throw them in the air, they'll still probably survive.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's like cats. Did you ever see, like, videos of cats just falling off? Like, a thing how they'll always land on their back.
Yeah.
I saw a video. It was like a cat fell off, like, a 12-story building. And he just like stood up and just started walking again. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Like I don't know how they're able to do
Maybe
it.
that's
but
why
yeah.
they say they have 9 lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you always see cats like when like if you ever had pet cats or you had outdoor barn cat. We had barn cats my whole life just from strays like showing up to our place and like
Barn
mating,
cats are the
having
best.
like they get old enough where they realize they can start climbing. They climb up a really tall tree and then realize that it's hard to climb down. Because cats really aren't that great at climbing down. They cannot like climb down face forward unless they're gonna do that quick little like run down and then jump off. But for the most part, it's like they have to climb the same way they came back up, which is like they kind of go like this, and then eventually they just jump off. And one time, like we had this barn cat, and our dogs chased it up a tree, and I felt bad, so I like threw the dogs inside, and then I like was like looking at the cat, and I was like, hey, like come down, like I'll fucking catch you or whatever, and it like jumped off the opposite side. It tried to like climb down a little bit, but it was still up in the air a good, I'd say more than 100 feet. But yeah, like it jumped off, landed, and then was just like completely fine. Just like walked towards me, like nothing happened.
Yeah, built-in suspension.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining like their bones are just like not attached, so when like they land, it'll just go up like this, you know.
And then just like it automatically goes back down like
Yeah.
a slingshot or something. It's like, yeah, I don't know how cats do it.
Did you guys ever play this Flash game when you were a kid called Kitten Cannon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I used to have that on when I had an iPod Touch. I had that on my iPod Touch.
You just
I played
shoot
Kitten
cats.
Yeah.
And
See
like
how far you can go.
you want them to hit the TNT because it'll blow them farther. And
yeah,
like,
and you want them to hit trampolines and shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
and if they hit the spikes, it's instantly dead. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, Flash games. You guys ever play Club Penguin?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
No?
I honestly never played like Club Penguin
All the
growing up.
time.
When growing up, I had no like Wi-Fi at my house for years, except for we had dial-up for the longest time, and then after dial-up, we didn't have anything, and then we finally were able to get like basically internet through the phone service we had. They gave us like this shitty little it looked like a flash drive, and you basically plugged it into your computer, like the modem, and then like you were able to get Wi-Fi through that, but it really wasn't like worth it. By that point, no one was playing Club Penguin anymore, at least in my friend group, so like I didn't give a fuck about it. But I know a lot about Club Penguin, and like I've seen you play it and shit before, so like
Wizard
yeah.
101.
Wait, you still played it?
Well,
Like,
they had like the like rewritten, so it was like after like Disney got rid of it, someone like re-uploaded it.
because wasn't it
Oh.
taken off, and then they made a mobile game out of it,
Yeah.
and then like a bunch of modders like made servers like for the original one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know, I kind of want to, for the nostalgia, I just want to play it again.
You know, you could do like the penguin wave, pick up snowballs. Like, fuck.
Do that fucking stupid dance that they all
Yeah,
do.
the fucking like weird like, spinny dance. Yeah, that.
I love all the memes about that. Like they did the one where it was like to Murder on My Mind, and they had that scene where it was like like it was two penguins like that. Like no, wasn't it the one penguin shot like Garfield? Yeah, and like there was a music video, little cartoon, and it was like a penguin from Club Penguin holding Garfield to the theme of Murder on My Mind. And then it got to the chorus where they're like, wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind. Yeah, there's the penguin doing like that dumb thing where they like do the like sit down and then like wave, and then they fucking go like this. God, that's one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. Fucking love it.
Goddamn. The disco club. That was the place. And then you go over and make some pizzas at the pizzeria. Damn, it was wild.
You guys play Wizard 101?
Never.
No.
That was another one I never played.
See,
I
that
remember those commercials. That and Toontown. I remember seeing those commercials all
Toontown
the
was
time.
so fun.
I feel like you were either Club Penguin or Wizards 101.
Like one of the two.
Yeah. I loved Wizards 101. That was just kind of...
I always wanted to play
I'd be
it.
a
I wanted to
fire
play
wizard.
all of them, but again, like I had dial-up growing up my whole life, and then finally, like after dial-up, when we had that like phone service thing, like none of my friends were playing it. So, but fuck,
Damn.
I missed out on a lot.
Yeah.
Hey,
Fucking
never too
dial-up.
old. Bro, I
Never
still
too
play
old. Yeah,
Roblox.
I'm pretty sure Wizard 101 still has servers up. Same with
Oh.
Toontown. I know what Toontown does. It might not be made by the same people, but I know like they have a emulator essentially.
Yeah, kind of like what Club Penguin's doing.
Yeah.
Keeping it alive somehow.
I
Damn.
make it.
Those Flash RPGs.
R.I.P. Adobe Flash.
Yeah.
The Flash
yeah.
games. I'll never, going on like cool math games and all that during class when you're supposed to like actually be working on your assignments and whatnot.
You'd go rent out a laptop to work on homework during study hall, but you're just gonna
You're really
play
just playing
games
run on cool math games, like fucking. You guys
I'm playing Skull Kid again. I've already completed this game fucking like 80 times before, but I'm gonna play it one more time.
Balloons Tower Defense.
Dude, Balloons was legit.
Or,
that was so addicting.
What was that one? You guys remember like back like a long time ago? Probably elementary school. It was like Fun Brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like it had like Mighty Guy.
Yep.
And he was like a stick figure, and you could like run and do like barrel rolls and shit.
Yeah.
There's some good games out there.
So that block one where you have a block and you have to like specifically flip it over to get it directly into the hole. Do you guys know? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
They have it at Applebee's now. I saw that. It's one of like the few games you can actually like pay to play. So
that and Marble Blast. You guys ever play that?
I don't think so.
No.
You're just a ball and you roll around like shapes. Like I don't know. I played that when I was a kid.
Do you guys know? I just heard. I don't know. I mean, it's not necessarily like a Flash game. Obviously, well, it's fucking not a Flash game. I don't know why I even said it's not really. Whatever. I didn't know this until I just heard a commercial on the radio about it, but Roozies here, like in town,
I think I
has a one of those golf simulator things inside.
What?
You know, the one where you hit the ball at the screen and it shows the like and I'm not talking like the game where you roll the ball. You actually use a club, hit a ball, you hit that screen, and then it like
yeah,
they have one. I didn't know that. And I just like heard a fucking like radio ad on it the other day. And that's all I want to do now. Like the next time a bunch of us have a free day, I would love to go there and do that. That sounds so much fun. Like I don't know if you guys like golf at all. I love golfing. I golf all the time in the summer.
Who else? Like a couple of you guys.
Me, Scroopy, Cody would go. Jocelyn, you would go.
Yeah, I can
during the
suck
summer.
at golf in real life and virtually.
Yeah, we win a lot during the summer, but that just like sounds so much fun. Like those things are fucking expensive, and they're like to install. I'm not saying to play. I don't know how much they are to play, but like. They're fucking legit, and I heard an ad about it, like, yesterday, and, like, now, like, I don't know, that's all I want to do. I just want to go to Roozies sometimes, so maybe we all can, like, just go to Roozies and fucking play that shit.
You want to send something like that? At the Mall of America on the fourth floor, they have this huge, like, gaming place, basically. So they have all these cool virtual reality games that you can play, but they also have this go-kart. Go-kart. They have a go-kart track on the fourth floor of the Mall of America now with that whole thing. It's lit. I think it's like I've been in there once. Didn't play anything, but just like went in there to see what it's like. And they have a ton of those like virtual reality like golf games and all those like VR headsets and stuff. It's awesome.
They used to have a VR lounge in this town apparently. I don't know. Did you guys ever go to it?
Yeah, they had some. I don't know if it was like something that they were doing on purpose for a limited time, or it just didn't like get enough traction.
So it's
because
like,
it's that door straight ahead right there. Fucking yeah, like I know what you're talking about. I don't know if it was because of lack of sales or because they actually was a temporary thing that they were just doing to experiment. I never went, unfortunately, but like it looked like a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. It looked like a lot of fun. I've played a lot of like virtual reality, well, some virtual reality games, and like they're fucking dope as shit.
I was gonna say, like, I really hope before I die, like fucking video games are like super in depth,
like that's the mainstream. Because that shit was so much fun. Like one of the few games I played, virtual reality, was like it was this classic like. You're in the future and there's robots, and remember it was at my sister's place, and there's robots, and basically robots are attacking you. It's obviously an early virtual reality game, and like so the premise, there isn't much of a story or anything, but like you're shooting robots that are coming after you, and like just like, you know, obviously your eyes being the screen, essentially like seeing them run at you is so like scary looking, and like actually holding up like fucking dual wielding guns. It seems like you're actually shooting them, and then like to reload, you would just like throw your gun away and just like get a new one from your side, or like if you wanted a shotgun, you would like go over your shoulder and go like this, and you would have a double barrel shotgun. So I was just like dual wielding a pistol with a double barrel shotgun, and like I'd shoot twice with the shotgun, throw it away, grab a new one. Like it's so like crazy because like you would see bullets coming at you, and you actually thought like you kind of got scared almost. Like it like virtual reality really is fucking crazy. Like, it's insane. Like, the things that they can fucking do. Like, I've played that Saber game with the music, and you hit the blocks to the note.
Saber?
Yeah, like, that
Beat
shit's
Saber's
so fun. Like,
amazing.
it's amazing. Like, it's kind of weird because you would think that would be a little bit more mainstream, but I feel like virtual reality really isn't that mainstream right now.
Like the Oculus
Very
is,
few
like,
people
pretty
have it.
expensive,
Yeah.
so.
And I'm sure that's why, but, like... You know I watched a documentary just on video games as a whole one time a few years ago. And one of the scenes in it, they showed, like, what Call of Duty could be. And it was a dude wearing, like, the virtual reality headset, and, like, he had an actual gun, like a virtual reality gun. And he was running on this 360 degrees treadmill. Like, it was a treadmill that went... Yeah, I'll take one, thanks. And he fucking was running on this treadmill that went... It was a circle treadmill. So, like, he was playing Call of Duty like that. So you could run... You could duck and it would register that, and then you didn't have to like use the triggers on a like normal virtual reality like thing to, you know, point and turn. You could just turn, run on this direction of this 360 degrees treadmill. Like that's fucking legit. That's so cool. Like if that really is the future, like I would love that.
Like in,
I would be on that all the fucking time.
Ready Player One. You ever seen
Yeah,
that movie?
yeah, literally like Ready Player One. Like that is that's another like goated. That might be in my top 5 as well. Like movies of all time.
Oh, really?
Ready Player One is fucking amazing.
You ever read the book?
I've never read the book.
I read the book before the movie, and the book.
I didn't even know there was a book.
Oh yeah, they just came out with the second one. I'm reading it right now. Ready Player 2.
Oh.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys, spoiler alerts, I guess, you know, like how in the movie they have to find like 3 separate keys.
Yeah.
In the book, it's completely different on how they get the keys, and at the end of like in the movie, they like it's completely different than the book. Like they stay together as a group and they go after the keys together, but in the book, like there's a lot of emphasis on splitting up and that they don't work together, and they're all like solos, and like I don't know. The movie is really good in its own way, but compared to someone who read the book before seeing the movie, like never read a book and then see a movie.
Yeah, the book's
adaptation of it.
always better.
Like, so I respect the movie because I do like it, but did not beat the book.
Well, I think that's just how it goes with books compared to movies, mainly because books, like, there's so much content, right? Like, for example, Harry Potter's the biggest example. People who have such hard-ons for the books, and it's like, if they tried to fit all the details of that book into the movie would be 4 hours long. Like, they can't do that. They have to cut parts out. They have to change things. That's just how it is. Like, you just kind of have to deal with it.
They
like,
honestly should make book adaptations into TV shows. And then
yeah,
have, like, a book as a
that's it.
season.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
right. You just nailed it. Like
Yeah,
you
that's
need
100%.
you need to do that because in a movie, you know,
Because
you can't get all the details.
when
of
I
it,
saw
you
the
know?
movie, they left so much shit out of the book. Like, and it's like that's more of like a familier movie compared to the book. Like
Right.
in the book, there's an entire chapter about him masturbating. Like, so it's pretty
Interesting.
it's pretty mature in the book, and like I feel
Dude,
like
virtual reality masturbating.
dude, literally that's what it is. But
That's awesome. I've seen those meme pictures of the guys who like they wear the virtual reality like headset, and then like the thing that actually transmutes like the screen to like your headset, and it has like a holder for a fleshlight in it. Like that is the future of porn.
Huge.
So you really can like go like this, like the girl is bouncing on you, but it's a fleshlight. Like that's the future. That really is the future.
Dude, it's so
I gotta
funny
piss
to
again.
mention
Fuck.
that.
Okay.
Oh my god. Because it was like in the group chat back home, Lucas is like, bro, I tried VR porn. That was horrible. I was like, I was like,
I don't think I'll try it until it's mastered. Honestly, like.
Leave it up to our current society to like have this need to be filled. Where people are like, "Oh yeah, man, virtual."
So I watched a movie last night, and honestly, I think it's the best one out of the 3 movies. You guys ever seen the Hangover movies?
Oh yeah.
All right, the second one I feel like beats the first one out of the park. You guys ever seen the second one where they're in Bangkok?
No, the one in Bangkok's funny as fuck because they have what's his name? The Asian guy.
Chow.
Chow, yeah, Chow's in there. Chow makes that movie so much better. He's like, motherfuckers, the way he does it.
But yeah, fuck. When I was watching that movie last night, I was just remembering like when I've woken up from like partying and I'm just like, what the fuck happened?
Oh, like after like one of the quote unquote social events, I will never forget just waking up on this lounge chair in this house I didn't know without my phone, keys, wallet, belt. I was missing like just about everything I needed as an essential. And I spent the entire day just going from house to house trying to figure out where's my stuff. Like, what did I do last night? It felt like a scene out of The Hangover. Because, like, I'm asking, like, well, what did I do after that? I'm like, well, you fucking went over here and fucking, I'm like, all right.
You gotta follow the trail.
The Hangover really is, like, not relatable in the sense of what they did, but, like, we've all had that situation where you wake up the next day.
And you just look fucked up.
You're like, I don't know what happened. Like, fuck, my fucking wallet's not in my pants. Now I gotta find that. My keys, I don't know where any of this shit is. Like, I know where I am. Like, I know this house, but, like, we've all definitely been there before. And, like, had situations like that where it's like, where the fuck, like, how did I end up here? Like,
those are the best ones, though. Kind of scary, but also very fun.
Yeah. As long as the Hangover, like, not the movie, you know, your hangover isn't that bad. That's the dude, because that can ruin your day. Like, that bad of a hangover really can ruin your whole day. If you're just the whole day, you're just nauseous and you don't want to move all day long, that's the worst. Mm-hmm. But
key part, like, I got these, but honestly, I'm trying to switch to seltzers solely because there's sugar in this, and, like, you know, that causes you to dehydrate more as you continuously drink. Mm-hmm. So I noticed I definitely, like, drank a shit ton of seltzers last night. I still felt shitty, but I definitely didn't feel as shitty.
Yeah, that's why I prefer to drink beer.
The
beer hangover is never as bad as like seltzers or like anything sweet.
See, I think a seltzer hangover is better than a beer hangover because seltzer has more water in it because it really is an alcoholic water at the end of the day. So like you are getting you get hydrated with any drink, whether you like admit it or not. Like health experts will say like, no, that drink dehydrates you more than hydrates you. It's a liquid. It is going to, for the most part, hydrate you more than anything else. But like, yeah, like with seltzers, they are a little bit better for you in a sense of like drinking a lot of them in a night because
no calories,
so you can drink more. That's another thing that's dangerous about them too. People will say a lot of people say like, oh, that's dangerous just because of the taste. Like it's mainly because of the calories and shit and like carbs and stuff too. You don't feel as full. Yeah. I can drink way more seltzers than beer, and I can drink a lot of beers. I have a pretty high tolerance for alcohol in general, but especially beers. Beer. Yeah, like so. With beers, I can already drink a lot of beers in a night and not get full. With seltzers, like, dude,
too many,
too many too fast because a lot of like house parties at the end of the day, they're hot. A lot of bodies in the same room. It's hot, body heat, all that shit. You're just trying to drink because you always feel dehydrated. You always feel parched. You always want to keep your buzz going. And before you know it, it's like, wow, there goes my fucking 12-pack of seltzers. Now I'm like almost blackout because seltzers are. That's another thing too. Seltzers are usually more. They're more fucking strong. They're stronger than beers. Most beers are like 4.1, 4.2, and most seltzers are 4.5 plus. So it's like you're gonna get more fucked up off of a seltzer. So
it's worth it.
It's worth it. It is worth it. Dude.
I've puked way too many times off seltzers. Especially when you play drunk Mario Kart. You guys ever played that?
Yeah.
Drunkio Kart, dude.
Drunkio Kart,
or Don't Drink and Drive, whatever one you want to call it. But
Don't drink and drive.
I love it.
The last time I played it, we did 3 races. I won every race because when I played that shit, whenever I play Nintendo, especially with like my girlfriend and my roommate Haley, like they're girls, like no offense, but like they didn't really play as much video games as a kid, and so like I just kicked their ass at it. So I play super competitive. So whenever we do drunk kart, like I just like have to slam, like as soon as the race starts, slam my drink as fast as I can, and then beat their ass. Like,
the last time we played with Richard, and I kicked both him and Noah's ass.
Yeah, and that was on the N64. That wasn't on any new. That was 6. Which, by the way, we need to like all get together as like a group one day and just do like a tournament thing where like we do like don't drink and drive on the 64, because even if you're not playing multiple times in a row, you're still gonna get pretty hammered because like. And I'm down because I have the 64. What?
So we could play Double Dash.
Oh, Double Dash.
Double Dash is
Double Dash.
Oh my god.
The best one.
I'll put money down for Double Dash. We'll do Don't Drink and Drive Double Dash. We'll also put money down. I'm down. Like, dude.
Right, I was gonna give you guys like the pro tip, but never mind.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
Hold back the information.
I've had a GameCube my entire time living here. I've had a GameCube with me.
Jump off Rainbow Road right at this part.
Fuck Rainbow Road.
Some people are pros at Rainbow Road. Some people like know every drop you gotta take to cut the lanes and just make it to where you gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always choose Rainbow Road whenever we're doing drunk kart, because I know that no one's gonna handle it except me. Like it's fuck. You gotta learn to drift. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's the drifting. And by the way, on the 64, drifting is fucked.
You just gotta get
more than no. I know. Okay, calm down. You're acting like you won every single race. I won some too. So you need to chill. One, and we only played like 4 games. But besides the point, a dub is a dub. Yeah.
Facts.
All I'm gonna fucking say is like, yeah, on the 64, drifting is like so fucking weird in Mario Kart because there's actually a penalty if you drift too long, you'll spin out.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. Like that's not in as far as my knowledge goes any other Mario Kart game.
No, it boosts you after a while.
Yeah, but and like in 64 it boosts you as well, but like you will also spin out if you like drift too much. Like it's weird. But
like, God, I'm just thinking about her.
Thinking about it right now, I'm getting fucking pissed off.
Isn't the Rainbow Road on 64 just kind of like a square in a way?
Kinda.
Isn't it?
I don't remember that much. Wait, yeah, no.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Fuck Rainbow Road.
No, that's
also I got Mario Party 2 for the 64. We need to have a tournament like that one day.
Wait, did you say Mario Party?
Yeah.
Oh,
we like maybe at the next weekend at Willie's.
Mario Party where you go like from tile to tile.
Yeah, it's a board game. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking we do like a tournament, like all day long. One of the days at weekend at Willie's, we do a tournament where it's like if you win your game, you go to the next tier, and then like we'll do another group of 4. If you win that game, you go to that tier, and then we'll do like a losers bracket, winners bracket. It would literally take all day because Mario Party games you take an hour at least, but like that would be fun as fuck, and you can drink too. So
what we could do is so I have a GameCube, right? Mario Party 7 is what I have.
Yeah.
We could have like a tournament with like if we wanted to bring like little TVs and we could like play the different generations for every bracket.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Because they end up getting harder. They really do. So like if you win your Mario Party 2 one on my 64, go up to your GameCube because that gets harder, and then you have to do that. I'd be down for that. That would be lit as fuck.
Yeah.
The newest one, because that's the only thing I know it from is like the new one on the Switch. That one looks really nice. Like, I mean, just like visually.
Yeah. No, I saw you guys playing it at like when we used to live in 123 at one point. Yeah, like that. It looked really good. Like I think they did a good job bringing it kind of back to basics because there was a while there where people hated every single Mario Party game.
All in the same cart and like.
Yeah, everyone's in the same cart. You're not moving one at a time. Stars don't even fucking matter. You get mini stars instead. Like the goal of Mario Party is to literally fucking like hate each other. Like at the end of that's the goal. The goal is to like fucking hate your friend and want to punch them at the end of it.
You gotta, like, screw each other over?
You screw each other. Yeah. You're like fucking. I just fucking got on a boo space. Yeah, I'm gonna pay 50 fucking coins and steal my homie's star. I don't give a fuck. Like that's the point of Mario Party.
It's also very luck based.
There's some luck based too because like you can at any time on a board you can hit a random block, and that random block can either have coins in it Or if you're really lucky, you
red
can have a
ones.
star.
Which is
And
that's
if you get a
fucking
star,
you.
yeah, I would
get-
always get it.
So-
Nick would always get so pissed at me because of that. But like that's what Mario Party is about. And then when they did it where you all were essentially working as a team in the same cart, it ruined it. Because the point is to piss each other off and hate each other by the end of it. Because you're like, what the fuck? I was in the lead with like 4 stars at one point, and I finished the game with 1 because all 3 of you took one of my stars. Like, that's the point of Mario Party. Like, to piss you off. Like,
I mean, you have to
That
like.
sounds fun.
So everyone rolls their dice, see how far you go across the map. You can choose your directions, and then at the end there's a mini game. And the mini games is how like you win, in my opinion, because I always kick ass at the mini games. Like, and they brought back a lot of like in the new mini games. It's very diverse with the games. Like they're completely different. Like whereas back in the 64, a lot of the mini games were like memory based. But now they're like, 1v3. Move all your bombs to this side before this person does, and the 3 people can attack the one person, but the one person has like an advantage. I don't know.
yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
And they're like, and a lot of the newer games, well, I shouldn't even say newer, just all games basically after the 64, they were a lot more balanced, the mini games, because there were a lot of like 1v3 games where like if you were either the 1 on this mini game or the 3-person team on this mini game, like there was no chance the other team was gonna win. Like yeah, you always had it in the bag, and so balancing was always an issue in a lot of the mini games. But yeah, like that also kind of created some of the chaos because the person in the lead, you know, you'd all land on a space and it'd be like, all right, mini game time, and it's like 1v3, and it's like the person in the lead is the 1 versus the 3, and it's like, oh yeah, this 3 team has it in the bag, so like we all gotta work together, screw over this person who's in the lead, and like it's just so much fun. Like,
And then also like the strat of thinking like the bonus stars.
yeah, you got to think about bonus stars,
At the end.
the coin star, the minigame star. It's like,
bad
do
luck
I
star.
really think I should buy this item to get another roll to like get a star that's like 25 spaces away from me, or should I just say fuck it and win the next minigame and think that I have the minigame star in the bag and I can win that way?
That's how a lot of
There's
people
a lot of
win,
strategy.
is
Yeah,
the bonus stars.
the
at
bonus
the end.
stars.
Because there's like 8 different things. One of them is like now they have the lowest player gets a star at the end for being the lowest player. So you always have to like put that into account that like
yeah,
the lowest
like
players
maybe
always have a star.
if I like, even though we're all doing even right now, if I suck at this next minigame and I lose, maybe I get this like loser star essentially, and I could actually win. So yeah, a lot goes into it. Like Mario Party is just so much fun. Like it really is, and there's a lot of strategy in it with luck as well, especially on 64. But like, dude, Day at the Races is a
God,
game on Mario
fuck
Party
me.
2 that has absolutely no skill involved whatsoever. If you pick, it's literally a minigame based off of like horse derby races. You just pick a character, and that's it. And if that character wins that race, you get 10 coins.
And like the fucking
And that's all it is. You choose between a Womp, a like Boo, what is it? A Bob-omb, and there's one other one. There's 4 random
Chain Chomp.
like either Chain Chomp or a Goomba or something. 4 like Mario enemies, and you guys just choose whichever one you want. And there's no skill at all. You just watch the screen as they race and hope that yours wins. And that's honestly my favorite minigame because of that. Because there's no skill involved, and it's just funny to watch it all happen and be like, yes, I fucking won. Like, fuck you guys.
Or like the one like battle or duel where it's like the ropes and you have to like pick the one that like leads you to like the pedestal, otherwise like you just drop and you lose.
Yeah, like
God,
it's complete
fuck that
luck
one,
based.
too.
Like you have no idea. You just have to choose. And that's why it pisses so many people off. That's why I love it. Like that's why I love Mario Party, because it's just like,
Is that not like that fun competition aspect, like Monopoly and stuff, you know, or games like Sorry?
oh yeah. Those kind of games where like you get fucking livid at each other. Like how many times have you been playing Monopoly and you've had like someone fucking, you know, that you're playing
Dick
with.
in Monopoly. This man is a dick.
You have
Dude,
someone,
unbelievable.
you have, dude, same. You have someone that you're playing with go, dude, I will offer you like all this for that
No, I've
one
offered
card.
real money.
And you
I've
and
offered
you
real
go
money
and
over
you
money.
say
God.
you say yes or you say no. It's so easy to piss your friends off in Monopoly because they're just like, I will literally give you all of these. Like, this is 5 cards just for that one for Park Place, and you're like, no, fuck you.
If you ever
I'm
played-
keeping Park Place, and they're like, you fuck you. And I love Monopoly because of that. It's so fun.
So when in Monopoly, when you're in prison, you can make, if someone lands on your property, you can still make income off your property, right? That's in the rules. It's in the handbook. But no one knows that.
No
Everyone
one knows
thinks-
that. Yeah.
Everyone thinks that when you're in jail, you can't make money. Because of that, I made this huge argument with Bowser. Like, I remember we were heated about it for a few months because I was like, dude, I would have won if I got my money when I was supposed to get my money. And they were like, no, man.
No, it's on the rules.
It wasn't the rules. Dude, I get pretty heated over Monopoly. But I enjoy it. Like, I was playing with my friends not too long ago, and I really wanted, like, a blue. So I was like, dude, I will Venmo you $5 right now. Give me your blue. Didn't even give me the blue.
You're like, fuck you.
Yeah,
Fucking
I was
asshole.
mad salty. I was like, how? You just got offered real life money for this. But yeah, no, Monopoly's my favorite.
Monopoly is like that's the beauty in like those kind of games. Like we were just talking about Mario Party and like do Monopoly, Sorry, shit like that. Like those games were like you talk about it to this day. Like, dude, this one time we were playing, like, this fucking guy, he wouldn't, like, dude, I traded him 4 fucking cars and he wouldn't give me, like, you know, Park Place, like, shit like that. Like, that is so, like, funny. And, like, that's why, like, those board games will, like, live on in infamousy. Because, like, that kind of shit that happens. That's why they're so popular to this day. And that's why Monopoly makes a new board every year. Minion Monopoly and SpongeBob fucking Monopoly.
Star Wars.
Because they're like, fuck it, we know you assholes are going to buy it. Because, like, you love this series and you love Monopoly, so let's combine them. Like,
4 in the morning, Grandma, you win.
Yeah, like
you're the fucking banker. How'd you get those pink 50s, you cheating whore?
Yeah.
Shit. God.
What fucking vape?
The banker. What is it? Dude, this
You
is.
got a new vape?
Yeah, I got a new vape. It's called a coconut. I think that's what it's called. And
Oh shit!
It's nice. I put the
Wait, like coconut is like the like the vape itself is
yeah,
called?
the vape
Cocoa.
itself. But like the juice is the grape blow
Unwell.
juice.
I like this lanyard. When I used to have a Me Pod, the Me Pod came with the lanyard when you got it, and that shit was, I mean, pretty cool. I never used it as far as like wearing it around my neck, but I did like, I would usually have it connected to it and just have it hang out in my pocket and shit. But
That's how I have it right now. I like it because actually you see those tabs on the side where like it's the paintings. Those come off. At the top, you can see a little kind of thing.
Oh,
you put your nail in.
Oh, it's like is it like a magnet?
Yeah,
oh
the
yeah, it is a
magnetic.
magnet.
Yeah, so I just fidget that with all the time. Like I play with the lanyard. It's great.
And then you fill the juice from here, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
And
you
then
like
take that off and
you take like the black part off because you don't replace the whole pod. You replace the coil in the pod. You just kind of take it.
yeah, that was like the Me
out.
Pod. You didn't replace the whole thing, just a part of it.
Oh, nicotine. It's fucking great.
It's horrible.
It is horrible.
I wish I never got addicted. That's the one thing I
Same.
regret in life is getting addicted to nicotine. Like,
Same. I've tried quitting so many times so fucking hard. Like, I don't know if you guys ever tried to quit, like, with nicotine. Oh,
I don't
God.
gotta worry about
Well,
that.
I mean, I
You do it off and on.
yeah, with me, like, I've always said I've never gotten addicted to, like, nicotine at all. Like, vapes, you know, chew, Zyn pouches is pretty much what I do now, but I've never been addicted to it. I've always been able to, like, for example, before I got this thing of Zyn pouches that I have in the other room back there, I didn't have Zyn pouches for, like, 2 weeks. Like, I was done with my thing, and then I never bought a new tin of Zyn pouches, like, because I just never had a craving. I didn't need to, and then one day I was like, fuck it, I kind of want one because, like, we're gonna go to the bars that night, and I like putting them in when I drink and shit. But yeah, I've just never had an issue with like quitting it or like not doing it at all. I guess like I'm just lucky that way. But yeah. Like it's a hard fucking thing to quit. Like for people that tell me that like, yeah, it's fucked.
You get a lot of anxiety when you try to quit it.
So for me, it's fucked because I love I smoke weed every day, and like when I say like, you know, I'm a heavy smoker. Like when I wake up, the first thing I do is if the bong's not already packed, because I packed before I went to bed, I'll pack the bong. I'll finish an entire bowl. I finish about like 4 or 5 bowls a day. Like I'll go through half a zip of weed in a week, easy. Like probably run out before the week even ends. So I smoke a lot, but because of that, when I've tried to quit nicotine, like when I try to quit nicotine, like it like you know how like it affects you. I don't know, your dopamine or something. You know, there's something in your brain where it just kind of makes you go like you gotta like do this nicotine. And what sucks is because if I quit vaping, I might as well quit weed. Because what I gotta do at the end of the day is just give my lungs time to rebuild, like repair itself. And if I just go cold turkey on both, which is the only way I would do it, like it's not plausible. Because if I don't have nicotine while I'm smoking weed, I fiend for nicotine because like sometimes the weed gets a little bit too much and I just want to like calm down, take a rip of the nic. Or if I have nicotine but I don't have weed, I'm like, it's just not. It's yeah. I basically need a lot of everything. Like, I can't drink without smoking weed. Like if I don't mix drugs 24/7, I'm fucked.
Dude, and like the thing too with nicotine, like when you're drinking, it's just even worse because like as far as me, like when I used to vape, like when I had a box mod, when I had the Me Pod, and when I used to buy disposables all the time and shit like that. There's a thing that happens when you drink and when you're a few beers deep and all that, it doesn't hit you the same. That's why I would always chain vape at parties. Just like if I had a disposable, if I had my Me Pod, just like every fucking like felt like 30 seconds I was hitting it. And I'd wake up in the morning, my throat would just feel like shit because even though they're not as bad as cigarettes, that's still, you're inhaling shit other than oxygen. So your throat's going to feel kind of fucky at the end of the night and, in the next morning. Mm-hmm. And when you're drinking, I'm just chain hitting it like a motherfucker. And that was another part of the reason why I stopped vaping altogether because I was like, besides every now and again I'll get a vape or like sometimes I'll mooch off like I just did with you guys. But like, yeah, whatever. But like, it got to a point where I realized like, man, if I have a disposable vape or just a vape in general and like I'm drinking, I'm chain hitting that all night. And that's fucked because like not only is it a waste because I'm really at the end of the day, like I'm not really feeling the nicotine because the drunkenness is overtaking it. So I don't need to be hitting it, but I just am because I'm drunk. Yeah, so I feel like I need to. So it's a waste. Like I just bought this disposable 3 days ago and it's already out now because I hit it fucking like
$25 or
yeah. I hit it like at least 100 times last night. Like what the fuck am I doing?
Disposal in 2 to 3 days, dude. I vape. I think a lot more. Like even now as we're talking, I've been ripping this like every.
And it's like you don't even notice it because it's just like the social aspect is a part of it, and that's another reason too why it's so hard for people to quit cigarettes. Is they're like, well, why don't you just get a vape, or why don't you just do like the nic pouches or gums or shit like that? Like it's not the same as there's a physical aspect for a lot of cigarette smokers out there to smoking their cigs. There's a physical aspect to it that they don't get over when they try to like quit that. Like being able to say like, no, I won't join you guys outside the bar for a smoke. I have my vape or I have my Zyn pouches or whatever. I'll just do that. It's not the same because you want to feel included. So there's that sense in your brain of like, I want to feel included. So like, yeah, I'll go out and smoke a cig with you. And it's like, it's a social thing. And so like, that's why it's so hard to quit it. And that's why like, at the end of the day, cigarettes really are like the most fucked thing out there. Like fact that like I would never. Because I think if you're an adult, you know what you're doing, you know what you're putting in your body. I don't think we should ever, like, ban cigarettes and all that. If you want to do it, you do it. And that's on you. And I've smoked plenty of cigarettes in my day. And I've used to, like, smoke a lot and, like, shit like that. But it's just, like, they are fucked at the end of the day. Because the social aspect of cigarettes really is why it's so hard to quit cigarettes. Even if you want to switch to dipping, if you want to switch to like nicotine pouches, switch to vaping, it's not the same as a cigarette. You do get the same nicotine intake, but it's still not the same as like there's that physical aspect of like lighting it up and like the social, you light everyone else's cigarettes. Like it's different, and that's why it's fucked. That's why like I do get that opposition side to like ban cigarettes because it is killing people, and I get that. It kills people. It kills people who don't smoke as a secondhand smoke, but I don't know. And it's just, I don't know.
No, dude, because it's the act of, I love smoking because it's the act of, like, feeling something in my lungs, filling up my lungs with smoke.
Yeah.
That's why something I've always thought about using as an alternative, but the problem is that it's very expensive, is that, like, on Amazon, they sell these $10, $15, like, disposable water vapes. And they look like cigarettes. And in my head, I'm like, that's perfect. Because what do I like the feeling of doing? I like the idea of holding something in between my fingers, puffing it, just sitting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a very fidgety person. That's why I love this thing. I'm always just fucking with it. I always need something. And that's why, like, yeah. It's like, dude, the reason tobacco, I feel like, is so prevalent in today's society is anxiety. It's like our generation, especially out of the people that are kind of up now, we feel more anxiety than like ever before, because now we're not growing up to survive, we're growing up to live. That's the point we've reached as a society. You don't have to be born to help benefit your family to survive, depending on where it is you're born. You are born simply because someone wants to bring it into existence, and because of that, when you know, if like I right now currently kind of like I don't feel like any like I don't know what my purpose is in life, but I don't really like let it bother me, but it is something that produces anxiety because you know,
Oh yeah,
it stresses you out. There's a lot more thing that I feel like people are stressed about things now more than ever before, just in life.
yeah, that's fair to say.
Are you saying like the general population of
Yeah,
people
like the general population of people are far more stressed out.
You know, my over Christmas, my uncle was telling me about it. We were getting high together. It was pretty awesome. I started to get a lot of anxiety, and like being that I never had a father growing up, you know, I wanted to ask him some questions about like early adulthood, and so he was telling me that like, well, him and his fiance were like laughing at me because I was like pacing around, and they were like, "This is what your generation is like nowadays because you guys have so many like." He was like, "What's the one thing you have that we didn't have when we were kids?" And I was like, "Smartphones." And he's like, "Yeah." So like you're in such a digital age that like you've been open to so many things that you can like see anything you want at like whatever it is that like when real shit hits you, you haven't truly experienced it yet. Whereas he said when we were younger, like there's a lot more discipline in the world and like we were actually scared of shit and like we've gone through this anxiety. And so now like that you're here, you're finally going through those things. I don't know. It made a lot of sense.
No.
But
And that is true. Like you definitely, it's technology, open like perspective. We have a lot more perspective on our own lives than any other generation before.
Yeah.
We know more. I'm willing to say that we know more than like any previous generation before us. Like I guarantee you, some like 16-year-old kid probably knows more than like some guy that was born in the 1950s.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all.
It's like the mass access of information. It just makes like I don't know. I personally get stressed out over like anything, like even if it doesn't involve me.
Oh, I feel that.
But it could involve me somehow. And
Yeah.
like, through 30 different steps, yeah.
If I think about it hard enough. Like,
yeah. Fuck, it already is.
Well, it's 9:13. Been doing this for over 2 hours.
Jeez.
holy
Man.
shit.
Yeah, time flies. I
Wow,
feel like we
that's
should probably
awesome.
cut it now because
Yeah.
gotta get ready and shit. So,
That's true.
um,
Gotta get hammered.
yeah. Well, thank you guys for
Yeah,
doing
thanks
this.
for-
It was lit.
thanks for
We'll
having
do it
us.
again for
Yeah.
sure. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it
So
was.
I loved it. So we'll do it again. Yeah. So thank you guys for being a part of it.
Thanks for having
Yeah,
us.
For
thanks.
sure. Yeah.
Enjoyed talking.
Thank everyone out there for like listening to this and shit.
Best in Dogecoin.
Yeah, invest in Dogecoin.
To the
You know,
moon.
to the fucking moon. Subscribe to the channel,
Oh, yeah.
Noah's Lounge. On YouTube. Subscribe to it. Follow me on Twitter at Noah's Lounge Pod. If you have Twitter, yeah,
It's the loungiest.
that's about it. So thank you guys. Yeah, we'll see you later.
Oh, yeah. Deuces.
Peace out.
Peace out.